What is up, everybody? Good evening. You guys are having way too much fun over there.
Have a message spoken out by our TTS, text to speech, voice. Go wild.
And the TTS is on, so it's going absolutely crazy. Guys, welcome to the semifinals, Tier 3, Fightin Aiurish versus SEAL Team 6. This is going to be an amazing cast. We've got a lot of good games here, and yeah, I'm joined here by Forte. Say hi, if you can. Forte!
Hi!
Oh my god. Forte, are you okay? And I'm being joined here by SHimmer.
Hello.
Have some fun.
Oh my god, I think Forte is completely he's high on Starcraft, let's put it that way.
He's having fun. He's always having fun.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to have fun. And we've got yeah, some pretty good players here, and let's have a look. This is of course the semifinals, so these are pretty damn good tier 3 players. Obviously tier 3 is the lowest rank in lowest tier in CPL, but these players have been practicing all season long. They're certainly going to give us some good games, I think. But DeadRemus versus DeadWeight 8. So Dead versus Dead. I can't separate all these Dead players in my mind. We've got 3, I think. Then there's Dead Infested as well, and a couple of others.
Oh, we do. We have a lot.
Yeah, we've got too many of those. I can't keep them apart.
ESK4L4DE.
Oh, Esk, thank you for the TTS, but we're doing the introductions now. Give your TTS. And we've got... Yeah, you don't even get your points back when you do that, so...
Revenge.
Continuing on, we've got Lamp versus JtotheT. And there's this guy, Escalades, who's always sending out these weird TTS messages. Stream. He's going to be playing against FlederKiwi. And then RiverHusky, the winner of the King of the Tiers versus CasualCompete. And Zanatas. This one's going to be interesting as well, because I played Zanatas twice this year, and I lost twice, so he's a good player, and but I've only really known his CVZ. Curious to see how his CVZ. I do know he likes Mutas, so. Shimmer, you're not muted.
Oh, okay. Right, that's fine. I thought I'd check.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, it's all good. Yeah, so we've got the first game lined up. Let me just start the Starcraft music.
Press that button.
And there we go. So, first game is going to be DeadRemus versus DeadWeight 8. Semifinals Tier 3, Fightin Aiurish versus SEAL Team 6. Here we go! The bottom right corner. DeadWeight. Bottom left corner is DeadDumble. Good luck, have fun from him.
I think the dead guy wins.
Yeah, the dead guy definitely wins.
Is that by a coin flip? Is it?
By coin flip, yeah.
It might as well be.
2, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know actually too much about DeadDumble's playstyle, because I'm not entirely sure if I've seen a cast of this before. So we'll see what kind of style he wants to go with. If he wants to go with Muta opener or Lurker opener. It's said that Lurker openers are generally the easier way to play if you're new to the game, but we still see Mutas used quite a lot, even at Tier 3, so it's gonna be interesting to see.
I did actually play him in last CPL. I think he's a guy who's played a lot of StarCraft too, so he had some interesting ideas on Zerg play last season. Like I say, it'd be interesting to see if that's been refined. I think this is his second season as Zerg, so...
Do you know if he was a different race before then?
I don't really know, no.
Looks like there's a wall being made, or wall being made, I should say, for the Terran.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, on bot right, you can actually wall in as Terran. You put the second depot just above to the right of that barracks, and gosh, I forgot who called it the the Mickey Mouse setup. I think it was Justice. I don't know.
The
Pretty
Mickey
much
Mouse
cracked
setup.
myself laughing so hard. Yeah, it's the two
Guess it
ears and
makes
then
sense,
the
yeah.
face. Just
Yeah.
he
That's
goes in the barracks. Anyway, the point is it's a full wall off. You
Yeah.
can't get through with anything.
yeah, and Dead Dumble actually went for pool first, so
Yep.
I'm gonna be able to get much done with that. So I assume he's gonna make. He's actually making 3 links and gonna run it across and see that he can't really get in. There's gonna be Marines there, so I think the game's gonna slow down a little bit.
11 hatch.
You sure about that?
Well, it said 11 when he sent the drone.
Oh yeah. Taking a look here. See. Okay, I see. So yeah, he's got 6 initial lings. Now this was overpull, so you know this is pretty middle of the ground. You know, not too economically beneficial, or it's not really like an issue. He'll transition into the mid game. All right, he's taking his gas already, and we have back at Terran's base the gas going down. I really thought there'd be another command center. I thought this was going to be a gasless expand.
Yeah, it's a pretty early gas, I feel.
I think he's probably quite scared about run buys, hence the Wall of the Natural. And there's the expansion now. DeadRemus appears to be scouting with his large group of lings.
Yeah, he's gonna get over there and find that he can. But this second hatch hit, the natural, is about to finish. See what kind of go with. We're gonna make there pretty soon here.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Dead Dumble's actually playing this more like a ZVP. Okay, so yeah, C's right at there at the front. Now he couldn't get in at all. That's the bottom right magic, getting Terran and walling off that perfectly. But yeah, as I was saying before, this is shaping up to be much more like a ZVP from Zerg's perspective, getting that third base super early and relatively close as well, instead of far.
Yeah, and there's no lair going down just yet. Apparently my mic is cutting out a little bit. Can you guys hear something like that?
No, it sounds great to me.
That sounds okay.
I have to check to make sure it's working properly in a moment.
Yeah, as sort of Forte mentioned, this isn't what you'd consider stereotypical ZVT. Double Evo chambers very quickly. Did do a little bit of research before the cast, and this is Dead Dumble's best matchup statistically. So he's obviously found a style which seems to work for him, which I think a lot of people would agree is quite important.
And look at you doing your homework. Best matchup statistically. I didn't know that. Shoot, I'm so lazy.
Well, it's all available on the brilliant web app, which I think we should give a quick shout out to the developer of the web app. I don't believe he's in the cast, bless him, but I think it's made everyone's life a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Y2.
If we're talking statistics briefly, this unfortunately is one of Deadweight's slightly weaker matchups.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, but at this stage of the tournament, I don't necessarily think that's too much weight can be placed in that. God, it's a terrible pun.
Oh my god. You know what? I hadn't even realized that was a pun. Well, we don't have a second gas yet for DeadRemus. We do have a lair, but no. So he's just taking his time a little bit. Yes, he's gonna get a few more drones, gonna get a few sumps out, I think.
Oh yeah, quick clarification. DeadRemus is also the AKA for Dead Dumble.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's so confusing, guys. Like, you've got so many people who have a completely different name in game than they do on the web app. It's like I'm always like searching, like, oh wait, who is this exactly?
Yeah, I think Deadweight's possibly a little bit behind on SCVs, and he's got plenty of money to spend.
Oh, he's walking into this. Oh.
Yeah, this was a little bit too optimistic. Maybe if you'd gotten here like a little bit sooner, you might have been able to bust, because at first there was only one sunk. The Sunks were a little
There are
bit
a
late,
bunch
but
of
they finished
scans
just in
going up.
time. Yeah,
Go
he
ahead.
did. Yeah.
Deadweight, DeadRemus, Deadumble,
No,
dead
but he scanned the
infested
main and
lots
the
of
nav,
dead people.
right?
Yes.
Like, he saw the 2 chambers
Yes.
and the layer,
Yes.
but no other text. So,
Yeah.
like, if you're Terran, what do you think?
Well, you would obviously just think Crazy Zerg. There's really only one build it can be.
Queen's Nest has been dropped, and his +1 and +1/+1 is almost done as well.
Yes.
And so check out Terran's main, dropping a couple extra barracks, factory going up. Yeah, +1 weapons. Oh, that's a little bit late for the traditional standard meta in this matchup. Usually we have +1 by now, I think.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a problem for Deadweight. It's actually very nice that he gets this one marine up here, but there's absolutely nothing to defend here except drones.
Yeah, it was just a free scout. That's really nice.
But I think this is going to be a problem for him because he's going to be behind in the upgrade war. And when you're behind the upgrade war, then that's when Crazy Zerg is really the most dangerous.
Right.
Kind of assuming that as soon as the lair high finish, that Dead Dumble's going to basically go straight into the cow cavern.
The cow cavern, yeah, exactly.
Cow cavern.
He's just putting down sunks everywhere.
Yeah, seeing as with this number of sunkens, there's not really a lot the Terran player can do.
Yeah, I wonder if
this
maybe
stage.
it's just kind of strange actually to see that Deadweight made bunkers, almost like he was suspecting Lurker all in. There's no missile turrets, so it's not really sure if how this works. Terran's point of view. Maybe
Well,
he just wants to turtle, but I feel like turtling is not the right choice when you're faced against a Crazy Zerg.
And the drone count's starting to get a little out of hand now.
We're going to the skies as Terran boys.
Yeah, I was just going to say, is that going to be for mass vessel, or do you think he's going to do something a little bit more exotic? I mean, he's got plenty of money to do whatever he wants.
He's making
Great.
He's gonna go cloaked wraiths. So interesting. And I guess he's gonna. That's why he made the bunkers, I guess, to just turtle at his front as much as he could. That's very interesting. I would not have expected such an approach. Wow, these drones are really like pathing here. They're making a loopy-loop around the hatch just to get out.
Yeah, Zerg now taking quite a big drone lead.
Oh, look at this. He's going double Ultra Cavern. He's looking to hit both upgrades at the same time. That's great. That's like even crazier than normal Crazy Zerg. What do we even call this?
Daring.
Yeah, so 2-2 is halfway done. Yeah.
Here come the Wraiths. One of them is
Okay,
stopping
but
on the way
like-
to kill an Overlord. These two are going to fly right into the main.
Needs to
And
get some serious damage
There's
done.
nothing to defend against this. Like, literally, all you can do is make a spore. You don't even have a Hydra then. There's literally no tech to deal with this.
And 2 wraiths is all it takes.
Yeah, the problem is you can you can make like 20 spores before they kill even one drone. That's the only problem.
I think probably focusing the Overlords is probably going to cause the most disruption for Dead Dumble.
He hasn't started making a spore in the main yet. He should be doing that. But the Wraiths seem to be going elsewhere. I guess they're going to focus on the Nats. Third. There's actually going to be a spore at the third, and you only really need like 1 or 2 spores every base in order to defend against this, and he can afford that with the amount of drones he has.
Yeah, 4th hatch coming up at the top left.
Yeah, and I think getting more hatches is the right approach if the Terran is turtling like this. I mean, it looks like Terran might actually be getting ready for a move out. I'm surprised that nothing is happening here at the third base. He should at least be trying to make a sport somewhere. I mean, there's 4 raids here now. It's a lot of raids, but he's losing just way too many drones here. I guess he's just gonna...
Yeah, so we're near on 20. We're near on 20 kills for this group of wraiths. Although flying over these spores is going to be very helpful.
It's, yeah, this is like a very strange approach, but he does have a couple of spores up now at his natural and then his main. He's lost quite a lot of drones, but still an okay count, I feel. And these ultras have upgrades. This feels pretty good for Zerg.
Yeah, should Terran be looking at getting vessels at this point in time? Now he's seen the ultralisk count is beginning to build.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah.
Terran needs to spend his money first.
Yeah.
We need a lot more barracks.
Yeah.
We need upgrades, because we definitely know for sure that it's crazy Zerg, so we have to try to win the upgrade war, and we're already behind.
Yeah. Zerg has started +3/+3, and ultralisk speed is on the way. Ultra speed.
Oh, it's done.
Oh, it's done,
Yeah,
is it? Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, and to answer your question earlier, these raids are not going to do anything. Raids just don't fight ultra at all. Like, they do almost no damage due to the armor. It's...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't really understand.
He got sky weapons. That's what he got. +1, baby.
+1, yeah, that's right. He got +1, so now they're gonna do, what, 5 damage instead of 4? Against these 4 armor ultralisks. I actually don't know if the damage from a wraith has like an additional damage penalty due to the armor type or the attack type. I don't know about that, because this is not something you see every day.
I thought they just do normal damage, which does the flat amount to everything the same, yeah?
Oh, you know, but, they're actually targeting down these ultras now. They're doing some damage.
Yes, looking in the chat, Wraiths is normal damage.
Yeah, like a Marine does normal damage.
Okay, yeah.
3 shot.
This tiny little army that's out here is going to get completely overrun. There's like as many ultras here as there are Marines.
Yeah, this doesn't look... This is Terran's worst nightmare. I mean, doesn't even need adrenalines either.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think only 1 ultra died so far.
Yeah, I think what Forte said earlier is that deadweight doesn't have enough production.
You could really use some links here, by the way. That would really help out a lot. But it looks like this is going to be perfectly
As you say
fine.
that, more ultralists just go in. That's all he needs is ultralists.
Yeah?
Cows everywhere. So we do have some lings coming across the map now, but I think they're probably going to arrive a little late to the party.
That one siege tank is doing a lot of work, though. It doesn't have any kills yet, but it is doing a lot of damage. But it goes down, and I think this is just the end. There's like nothing that you can possibly make here to stop this.
Yeah, this is definitely doomsday for Terran.
Yeah.
Showcasing just the ultimate power of upgrades in the upgrade fight for this particular matchup.
And these raids are trying their best, you know, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Yeah, the ultras can just ignore the raids, basically.
Yeah, and
there it is, GG.
Yeah, I think the...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think probably the one takeaway from that from deadweight is as you say, putting more production down. Try and spend some money if you're going to stay on 2 base for that length of time.
Yeah, spend your money.
As I was told earlier in the week, it doesn't really, in some cases, it doesn't really matter if you're not necessarily doing a build as long as you spend your money on something that's of reasonable type.
Hang on, I'm just doing some technical stuff. Forgot to do something, so... Okay, now it's working. Scoreboard is working. Okay, so let me just open up the second game. Yeah, it was an interesting approach, I think, to take the raids. I think he could have done a lot of damage, maybe if he'd banked them up a little bit more. And then just try to focus down all the...
That was a dead game
drones.
since the beginning.
That weight is dead now by DeadRemus.
I think,
apparently these are all names of Harry Potter characters or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I've got the second game up.
Usual BNet. Let's spend 5 minutes checking passwords.
Sometimes it gets stuck on checking password.
Yeah, let me just scan your entire maps folder.
Yeah. Sometimes if you just press cancel, then try again, it goes.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so this is going to be game 2. It's going to be on Ascension. DeadRemus versus DeadWeight. Let's see if DeadWeight can start the comeback. I'm still having the audio issue. So what exactly is the issue? Is it like I'm cutting out the end of my sentence? Anyway, let's introduce the players. It's Dead Dumble on the left side of Ascension. The right side, it's DeadWeight. Cutting out. Let me see if I can just fix this real quick.
I think this is.
It sounds fine to me.
Yeah, but maybe it's the stream out to
Yeah, I have a different
Twitch
setup.
rather than Discord.
Yeah, I have a different setup for my mic on Obi. So is it stream issue, not my audio? So it's like is it like maybe an issue on Manadog's end, maybe?
He would probably
Manadog.
he would probably dispute that because he's like got very good everything. Bless him.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's hardware.
I think Manadog mentioned that maybe my voice was cutting out at the end of my sentences or something. But if you guys just let me know, like doing the same thing for you. Anyway, we've got DeadWeight making a wall in again. Is natural. Dead Dumble scouting the wrong location. And he's gone pool first again. I think this was over pool.
This was a 9 pool.
Oh, this was a 9 pool. Okay.
He definitely likes his fairly aggressive openings. I think probably put the other player under a bit of pressure. I'm also not a big fan of this map either in versus Terran. I think it's quite a good map for Terran personally. I've always really struggled with it. Either as Protoss or as Zerg. The narrow chokes and ramps make it quite awkward to engage properly.
Yeah, this is an interesting map for sure. I've always kind of liked Ascension. It's an interesting map. I like the fact that the expansion pattern is so interesting. Like you basically always expand counterclockwise most of the time.
Another failure. Well, 12, 11 hatch, 12 hatch.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention, but I actually never pay attention to when exactly I put down my hatch. If I go pool first, it's whenever the build calls for.
I think it's usually 12 because you put down your pool and you max out to 9 again.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you make the 3 lings.
Yeah,
10, 11, 12.
Exactly.
So Ling's at the front again.
Oh, he's gonna try to poke in. Oh my god, this is not a full
Oh,
ball. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
This might actually just be over unless he drills his SCVs properly.
Oh,
I'm sure he's making another Marine, but there's not enough
Oh, no.
SCVs here. He needs to... Oh my god, he needs to pull all his SCVs here and just try to block these circlings.
pull the
I don't
boys.
know, man. He's got to pull the boys. He's got to do some fantastic drilling here.
Drill onto that gas. Drill.
Oh, he just leaves
couldn't
it
out.
Uh,
This is the most tilting way to lose.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's so sad for him.
Yeah, that's a really shameful... Sad. I shouldn't say shameful.
Shameful.
I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame that it
Shameful.
happened. A shame that it happened is what I meant to say.
They can fit for shame.
Exactly.
As we all know, Lings are a good unit.
Lings are liquid, man. They go in everywhere. Yeah, that's a really tilting way to lose. It's so important to have your wall-ins down correctly. And to be honest, I did not know that that had a hole in it. I don't think I've ever tested that situation as the Zerg.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised the left side had a gap, but
Yeah, I didn't think that was a thing.
I guess it's just wide enough for Lings.
Or maybe
Yeah.
it glitched. Did it sort of glitch its way through the middle of those two depots? Maybe.
No.
Because the only way you can block Lings with a built-in combination early on is if the depot is on top of the barracks, and we didn't see that. The formation just wasn't there.
Right, yeah. I mean, these things are so arcane, you really just have to memorize them. Oh, let me just a second. I started the first game, but it's actually played in the wrong order. I'll just open the second. So that brings us to Lamb versus JtotheT. This is going to be a PvT. And we've actually got 3 Zerg players here. Except that SHimmer used to be a Protoss player. So, SHimmer, it's your turn to shine here.
I don't think my PvT was anything to write home about. It's it's an interesting matchup. I'm sure chat will be filled with lots of Terran molding, probably.
Yeah, this if people are going to be using the TTS, this is when they're going to be using it.
You know, things like saying that zealots are OP and such like. So we're already prepared for that.
By the way, can you see the game?
Yeah, I can now. Yeah.
Hop in, brother. We're about to take off.
Yes.
Checking password. Oh, yeah. It's quite happy with my map folder now. Although my map folder is probably quite large compared to some other people.
Right. Here we go. So this is going to be game 1 on Polypoid, Lamb versus JtotheT.
I think it's a bit of a harsh comment, Escalade. I already forgot all I know about TOS. You just make zealots and A move into Terran's bases, don't you?
Oh, SHimmer bringing the spice to the cast. I like it.
Spit and fire.
Shots fired.
All right, in the bottom left corner is Lamb for Fightin Aiurish, and in the top left in the pink it's JtotheT for SEAL Team 6.
Quite interesting to see if Lamb does something like standard, like 21, 23, or 28 Nexus, or does some 2-gate shenanigans.
Yeah, I don't know what his playstyle is this matchup, or if he even goes things like 12 Nexus or something.
I'm not sure how he plays, but I do know that he has improved vastly over the course of the season.
Yeah, my idea is that Lamb was at the end of the season he was quite good in terms of MMR. Like he was hitting like the top of tier 3, so he's definitely really hit his stride. And I feel like he'll probably be in tier 2 next season, maybe, if he continues to improve the off season.
His Lamb's PBT is actually above 64. Well, it's above 60% win rate this season.
Okay. Oh, that's very good.
Yeah,
wow, that's strong.
Yeah. And JtotheT's TVP is above 50%. So this you know, on paper could be quite a balanced match.
And looks like
Yeah,
Lamb is going to be
SHimmer
making
with
a
the stats.
Nexus.
Well, I can't really comment on what's going on in the game because I don't really know builds, do I?
Slam dunk on yourself.
Yeah, you
Oh,
didn't have to do that.
Shots fired.
There's a
Alright.
difference between being
I'm just,
modest and being self-destructive.
I'm just basically waiting for the chat to start dunking on me, so we should just watch as that progresses.
Oh no. No,
Give yourself some credit, man. You come far.
yeah, definitely. We all love you, Shim. Like,
right.
he's like, oh no, whatever.
I'm not sure Lana would quite approve of the Protoss' base layout at this stage. He's probably going to be sending Lamb a DM later after watching this cast.
Oh, it's fine.
No, this is the most tilting opening for Protoss. Get last scout, and they went Nexus first. And if you scouted it right away, you probably could have busted.
Yeah, maybe, especially because they're close spawns.
Yeah,
But
there's only one gate here, by the way. So it's not even the safer 2-gate 12 Nexus, the greediest one. I think this is the greediest one.
Right.
Not...
Yeah, it is. There's a bait version where it cuts into your economy a little bit, but you get 2 gates really fast.
Birdman saying this is the Artosis special. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Terran's going to be quite sad when they see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
This is not something you want to see.
Yeah, like Manadog says, this is why normally you end scout so that you can see the Nexus first if it's cross spawn, at least on the second attempt.
I did actually play.
Ooh, he's going for it though.
Oh my god, he really is. I wasn't even looking.
Choo-choo,
He's going. But can you actually bust this?
I think he can. If we look at Lamb's gateways, one of them's not even working right now.
That's true. He's not expecting this at all. But it is actually pretty difficult to pull off this bust. So let's see if he can do it. It's mechanically definitely not easy to do. Here come the boys.
Terran's expanding behind this as well. Needs to get all those SCVs involved.
And the bunker is going up. I think this is going to go up. He has to try to kill those Marines.
Oh, the bunker needs to finish.
Oh no! He gets on top of the first Marine, gets it. But I think 2 Marines are going to get into this bunker. Can they get in?
Finishes. They
do
get in.
Oh my god. Really brilliantly done by JtotheT.
Oh, and the repair going down? That means all these probes are going to fall.
Yeah, all these probes are trying to attack the bunker, but this is in vain. They're all going to die. This is an easy hold for Terran. I think Protoss has to just sit back here and wait for some more units. And again, they managed to pick off almost all the SCVs, and now there's nothing protecting this bunker anymore. Yeah, it's not...
Oh, it's even in range of the Nexus, too, so Lamb has to have an answer to this. He's on a ticking clock.
I think he's actually going to be fine, because he can just... It takes a long time for a Nexus to die, and there's only 2 Marines in the bunker. So even without range, I think he's just going to bust this. Yeah. He doesn't have his range yet, but I don't think it really matters at this point. And there goes the bunker. So very nice defense there from Lamb.
No tank on the way, and he's going mines by the look of it as well.
Yeah, he really needs those mines. If he doesn't get mines, then he just dies right here.
Yeah, these goons have range. They are deadly. Deadly.
Yeah.
And they're going to come up. There's a bunker that just got started, but we don't even have any Marines. In fact, I don't think Terran really has an answer to what's coming here.
No, bunker is...
well, mines are down. Actually, they pick up the first mine, and they're going to get this vulture as well. This game might just end right here. I think he may actually be able to bust the CC here.
Yeah. And we're looking at another case of what should be spend your money, because we're floating about 600 minerals.
Yeah.
We got macro, and your base management is really important.
I was quite surprised to see JtotheT doing this kind of build, because my experience, I played him last season, and he was quite a it's very much a turtle.
Oh, and he's not repairing the CC, so the CC goes down. That's such a shame. I think he could have saved it. Yeah, there's a tank out now, and he's making siege mode, so I guess he will technically survive. Protoss is light years. He's actually going to go off the ramp. I'm not sure about this. Yeah, oh my god.
God.
That was
yeah, he can force it if he wants.
It actually doesn't matter. He still has enough goons. And that's a GG. Wow. Well played. I think it was a very daring build from JtotheT to go.
Yeah.
Props to him for trying it. it's mechanically very difficult to do.
It is probably worth pointing out that probably Lamb is probably the upper end of T3 play. Worth bearing in that mind, I think.
Yeah,
if people weren't aware.
he's getting pretty much up there, yeah. So second game is up, second game is going to be on Ascension.
Yeah.
And I'm actually curious for all the Terran and Protoss players, what do they think about Ascension for this matchup?
Dislike.
You hush. You are not Terran or Protoss.
Yeah, you're a Zerg player. We're 3 Zerg players here. What can we do? We have to rely on chat. Escalade, you're not a Protoss player either.
Yeah, he is. I thought he was off racing Zerg this season.
Yeah, that means he's a Zerg. Alright, let's get started. This is going to be game 2. Lem versus JtotheT on Ascension. Right, looks like we've got the top spawn. Lamb, Fightin Aiurish. In the bottom right spawn, JtotheT, Kill Team 6. Looking to get revenge after game 1.
Be interesting if Lamb goes for the same opening again.
Yeah, I do have to mention that this replay series was posted out of order web server because the game we just watched was listed as game 1, so I'm not sure if this is the first game that they played or the second game. It could be that they played the maps out of order, not sure. That makes a difference for, you know, mind games and the builds you want to go for. Yeah, it was kind of interesting to see 12 Nexus and then the attempted bust, because I feel like we don't see this that much at tier 3 level.
Really? You suppose it's not very popular at tier 3?
I don't know, I think it's because it's mechanically just difficult to pull off. People don't really try it. Like, if you see a 12 Nexus, you just kind of live with it and kind of play your normal game, try to play your build instead of switching builds, try and punish it. Just in general, punishing things is difficult, especially when you're tier 3.
I would probably like to see JtotheT maybe try something like a 2-fact or something, see if he can pressure Lamb a bit more. If he does go for a greedy opening again.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little change of pace too. The thing about 2-fact on this map is that the rush distance is so long. Because you're not going to be able to fit tanks through that small gap, I don't think. Can they fit? They might be able to fit one at a time, but...
Yeah.
I'm not sure, actually. Does anyone in chat know? Do tanks
Somebody
fit
in
through
chat
there?
knows. Yeah.
I know a favourite was to sort of, especially where the Protoss is positioned, they would, if Terran would collect a few tanks, they'd go and try and go round, like put a ring round the exit to the natural and just sit there for as long as possible.
Okay, the tanks do fit through the tight choke there, so...
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's probably just like one at a time, choo-choo train style.
Yeah, it's like Lana says, it would be like just really absurd if they didn't fit. Like, that would be really
I agree.
really strange. Yeah, I think a 2-fact would be nice. Like, it's a good build to have in your arsenal, your Terran player.
Although JtotheT being on Nom, he might have been exposed to some of the more interesting and exotic builds of certain Nom members.
What are you trying to say? Say the quiet part out loud.
You mean the honorable builds from Nom? Well, speaking of honor, there's a quick citadel going down here, and there's no expansion for Lamb.
Oh, not. This could be a case of I'll not like this.
Yeah, this could be a case of invisible. Probe getting in.
Oh, but he turns around.
Oh, that's actually a perfect scout. He gets out with 3 HP on the probe. Nice scout. But at least he sees that there's no Nexus down there. Oh, apparently Lamb's in Nam as well. I guess everyone's in Nam.
Everyone's in Nam.
Yeah, if you're not in a if you're not in a clan and you have a BNet account, then you're drafted.
Okay, so we see this the Templar archives going down, so the Invisible Men are on their way. And we'll see if JtotheT is able to respond to this in time. He is making 2 facts.
But there's no detection currently.
No.
Correct.
No, we'll
You're
see
getting
if
your
he...
wish.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets it in time.
Not like this.
You're getting your wish.
Well, there's still a little bit of time. Archives is just finishing up, and he has only... he has 2 gates, actually. Be able to produce DTs very quickly.
Don't think the Terran is scouted yet either. Yeah, he's not aware of it at all.
No,
No,
it's
his
all the
SCV
way in the
got
back of the
pushed
base.
out.
Yeah. This is going to be tough. I mean, he's just making Marines here.
Yeah. This looks like to me like this is a quite a prepped build. So the placement of the archives and the Citadel is very deliberate.
I would say so, yeah.
I mean, this 2 fact is he's about to move out.
Oh, this 3 DTs about to pop. Oh,
Yeah, but this move out is not going to do anything.
Well, this is gonna be a short one, boys.
I mean, even if the push makes it all the way to the Protoss natural, you can just defend with DTs. He doesn't have any kind of detection.
we got a not like this banner in chat.
Yeah, we should have something. That's like something you can redeem, and it just shows not like this in the banner. Who's blocking a DT?
And good game.
He hasn't shown them yet though. He's not showing them yet.
Yeah, he's just
he's
walking
just
them
walking
past.
right
Yeah,
in.
that's perfectly fine, I think. The second one's probably gonna fight the tanks.
No,
Actually, that
still
one's
no
gonna walk
detection.
by as well. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you can't. How fast can you even get your detection as a Terran player? You can't possibly get it fast enough before you lose the game. I think he should
No.
attack the army now with DTs, because the 2 DTs that are still here.
or
Yeah, actually, the move out has stopped. I think JtotheT is just realizing. He's thinking like, okay, there's nothing I can do except
Not all heroes wear gates.
not all heroes wear capes, says NCX. But these do. These heroes wear capes.
These are straight up villains.
Yeah, these are super villains, not superheroes.
uh,
Actually,
DT.
I would have liked him to actually block this choke here with 1 DT, and then just literally nothing can get in. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Good
my
point.
God. JtotheT.
Not like this.
Not like this. JtotheT
Not
leaves.
like this.
GG. Well, this is just a G. It's not a GG. No, well played by Lamp. I mean, this is the sort of thing you have to do to be a good player as well. You have to mix in the cheese. You can't just play straight up every game.
it's all about knowing how to close out a series when you're ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. This was game 2. It was
Dark Templars are a fun and well-designed unit that everyone enjoys.
Redmond R2 saying Dark Templars, fun and well-designed unit that everyone by everyone you mean Protoss player. And it's absolutely correct.
I don't think that game did anything for Protoss propaganda, and did everything to back up Terran's argument about suffering heavily in the matchup.
No, I think it actually it promoted Protoss in the sense that it's a fun race to play that will win you games. Yeah, but it's pretty good to mix in the cheese once in a while, and doing the exact opposite build as the one you used in game 1 is, it's a good choice. It's good to be able to mix things up. So let's go over to the next game. This is going to be ACVT again. It's going to be Escalade versus FlederKiwi.
Escahoo?
Escahoo, yeah. Eskia?
Oh, doesn't he play StarCraft 2?
Yeah.
If those apes could read, they'd be very upset.
This is Escalade, the bottom right corner. Is Overlord to the correct position. And it's Mikero. Mikero? Mikero. I'm sorry, yeah. Mikero.
I don't know. I'm guessing
Mickey
too.
Roo.
AKA
Mickey Rowe.
FlederKiwi from SEAL Team 6, so I guess he's from New Zealand. In the bottom left corner, in the cool magenta.
I can spam TTS on my
Oh,
own
we're
game
going to see
now.
Mutalisk.
Nobody
Is
can stop
Escalade
me.
going to use Mutalisk?
S4L4D, let's go.
Escalade hitting that TTS. Oh, he's actually sending his Overlord to the position now. I guess he wants to just send it to the correct positions. Going the opposite way, which is where he was going before. And,
Check out the Terran early game spam.
The SHimmer
Let's
is the
go,
stats
my
guy.
hero.
Oh,
All right, what stats you got for us?
bear with me a moment while I consult the Black Book.
Lana's saying that it's a Russian name.
Right. Our Terran hero, TVZ is not statistically their strongest matchup. I think we'll
Top
leave
tip
that.
for the casters, it's
There it
actually
is.
pronounced Escaladers.
As for Escalade,
All the stats to know is that Escalade is the best.
40% win rate for Escalade as versus Terran because he's in as a race picker this season.
Oh yeah, he's a race picker. That's right. So this is kind of like
Ew.
Yeah.
ew.
Nose picker.
Yeah. I always think race picking is kind of interesting. Like, I'm a Zerg player. I don't race pick. I don't actually know how to play the at all, really. But I feel like if you don't like a particular matchup, you have to just, buckle up and figure out how to play it, instead of picking a different race.
Yeah, everyone has a different philosophy on it, but to each his own. But I happen to think that I agree with you. Pick a race, play it.
Suffer accordingly.
I mean, it's not like you can't switch races, right?
Yeah, like
You don't, it's like it's a bit strange, in my opinion, to actually like pick a race in order to avoid a certain, to
Unban
prevent
random, you cowards.
learning a certain map. I feel like you have to kind of.
Well, if that was the thing that everyone followed, then every Terran would pick Protoss, right? If they took basically avoid TVP.
Manadog, is my mic still cutting out for you? Is it doing that for anyone else?
No.
Okay, that's so strange. I guess I'll have to listen to the recording later, see if maybe there's. I know that maybe it sounds different to you guys because we're on Discord and I'm like piping my mic directly to OBS, so it's possible that they could be hearing something else.
I think we're going to see lurkers.
You think we're gonna see?
I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you
wouldn't
might
be
be right.
surprised.
I think we're
A
going to see
brave
lurkers.
SCV
Although that
cheerfully
sunken placement
responds with
is
right away as a swarm
some
of Zerglings
Zerg
chased
players
him.
would
He
possibly
knew
disagree
his
with that
demise would be
placement.
death,
I
but
think
he
it's
could not let
beautiful.
his commander down.
You shh.
Yeah, this sunk is clearly because he thought maybe there's a vulture on the way. He didn't scout.
That wouldn't
because there
stop
was
the
a
run
marine
by,
blocking
though,
the
would it?
ramp. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't stop the run by,
A
but
single
you,
vulture's not getting past that.
you block the ramp, so it can't just run by. I think actually it probably maybe can't even run by unless it has speed. I'm not
It would
sure.
need speed. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
an anti-single vulture placed sunken colony. It can't go
Yeah.
to the left, can't go to the right.
Now he sees the move out, so he's actually getting a second sunk. I think he can probably a third sunk even. I think he can actually just hold this
It's a
with just
bit
the
of an
one sunk and a
overreaction.
couple more link.
Possibly.
He just wants to be extra safe, and I guess it's not bad to have a couple of sunks ready, so you don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah, it's always best not to die, which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good mindset to have.
That's true.
You're being
Yeah.
safe here, but For the
Why
sake of
did
just
Escalade's
analysis and
Zergling
looking
refuse
back
to
on this
attack the enemy
game,
base?
a single
Because
sunken
it had a
colony could
Zerg
have
rush
handled all
hour
5
and
of those
didn't want
Marines.
to deal with the traffic.
So, assuming we're going to see Hydralist in. Hydralist in.
At this rate, we might see a Spire.
Lots of drones.
Oh,
Queen's Nest!
Oh,
Hive
you
rush.
got jebaited. This is not even crazy Zerg. This is insane Zerg.
Yeah.
This is insane, Zerg.
I mean,
Awkward
this
discipline.
Eska build.
Eska builds. It's like crazy Zerg is a build in which you skip one of your main 2 mid-game techs, either lurkers or mutas, and go straight into pure ultra off of 3 gas, 2 or 3 gas. And Insane Zerg is a name that players have been giving to build where you just skip everything. You just go straight from wings. And I guess you can do this on 2 base with 2 gas. That's totally crazy, totally insane. He's actually making a missile turret now because lurkers are coming. But there are no lurkers. Nothing's gonna come. Yeah, I think he should just walk over and try to bust this.
I mean, Hawk does show
Why
this
did
type of
Escalade
building
bring a
in his
ladder to
FS series
CPL?
if nobody's actually
Because
seen
he
it,
heard
but
that JJPP was going
his
to be
drone count
stacked.
is ridiculous by this stage of the game, and Escalade is a little bit light.
Yeah, I don't play this build at all, so I don't actually know how it works out. Maybe this is like the drone count you can have, because it's only 2 base. Yeah, no, you're not getting anything. You're not getting any lurkers. You're getting a couple of sunks. That's it. So maybe it just barely works out. I'm not sure.
It kind of has mixed. Well, it kind of has mixed results on ladder. Oh, Forte's disappeared.
Forte, what's going on?
Did he drop from Discord as well?
Uh-oh.
Put 50p in the meter.
There you are. 50p in the meter.
Let's see.
I did that when I was living in the UK. I had an old-fashioned electric meter that had coins in.
Yeah. They were still actually quite a lot of those in use up until, I don't know, 10 years ago when they went over to these little electronic meters. Used to go and put money in the post office.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he is getting a Spire now. So that's kind of interesting. Went Queen's Nest, Hive, and then... I guess maybe he doesn't quite feel safe. He wants to have something to defend here, but... I feel like the point of Insane Zerg is that you just defend with Zunks. And if you... I mean, obviously he can't scout. Maybe this is just for scouting. But there is a siege tank being built now. You can actually just shell down these Zunks with siege tank quick enough. And again, I don't actually play this, so I don't know how it works out in terms of timing, but I think that siege tank is going to get there before the ultra will be ready.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, the ultra cavern is already building, so
yeah,
who knows?
Zerg's definitely on a clock because essentially he has to break out and start killing the Bible and get onto the Terran and get out on the map to be able to take a third. If he gets hemmed in, this becomes extremely difficult.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. My initial thought was that he wasn't doing Insane Zerg, he was doing Insane Sky Zerg. I thought that was going to become a greater Spire and he was going to go straight into Guardian, but with the cavern here now and the armor upgrade on the way... okay,
He's actually,
Ultras in production.
He's actually going to scout that there's a siege tank. We don't want to bust here. I don't think you have enough to bust 4 Suns.
No.
Yeah, and
you just want to let the tanks roll this.
There's an armor upgrade, but that's not going to do much. Yeah, this is actually the Sky Insane Zerg, the thing that you mentioned. I've actually never heard of that. Literally never heard of it.
That's because I just made it up.
You just made it up. No, that makes sense. That's the first thing you've said this cast.
But like, no, seriously, I really thought it would be Guardians first. So, yeah, I kind of wondered what the Spire's for.
I think I think there's a could push out now and basically pressure this ball possibly, but
I
these
think
Suns
he's,
being well down.
yeah, I think he's gonna be in time. I think he's just barely gonna be in time. I mean, the armor isn't done yet, but it's gonna be finishing in like 10 seconds, 15 seconds or something.
This is gonna be tight.
He doesn't have a lot of ultras though. I think this is like the bare minimum you need to be able to break.
Couple more
He can
tanks
break this.
coming. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think when these other
I
tanks
think you
get here,
will, yeah. There's actually really not that many. I think there's just one pro group. One ultra's running away though. That's a bit of a
they're
shame.
glitching out. Oh,
But it looks like he doesn't even need the extra ultra. Okay, everything's out now. Everything's out there fighting. And this is all gonna fall for Terran, and just these ultras gonna be remaining. There's a dropship here with nothing in it, and wow. I think now Zerg just walks across the map and kills Terran. There's not even anything here to defend except one bunker. Most of these ultras are still pretty healthy. Wow.
yeah.
I
The
think-
dropship does have 2 Marines in it.
I mean, he's probably going to be getting his circling attack upgrade as well. I mean, his adrenal upgrades. And once you have like a couple of circlings in your base, dropship defense becomes very easy when it's in small numbers. He is actually throwing away these ultras, which is kind of a bad thing to be doing. The ultra is actually just going to get
Tank's
wrecked.
really working out. Really
Yeah.
working out for Terran here.
As we marched forward, we saw in the distance, racing towards a
Interesting
huge
placement
mass
for
with
Zerg's
muscle and
third.
flesh. 2 huge terrifying tusks
aggressive.
cut us down. We quickly shot up with stimpaks, but even through the
yeah.
drug-induced higher sinking feeling settled in our stomachs. It was all over.
Okay, so where are we at with the upgrades then? Evolution Chamber, Attack and Carapace. Yeah, the next levels are pretty close to finishing.
Is that +2 or +3?
Forte! What's up? What's up with your internet, dude?
This is router.
He's
And at home for Terran.
Forte, you cut out for a minute there.
You just cut out from the game, dude.
Stop standing on your cable, man.
F.
Oh,
I don't think Zerg can bust this now. This is a tight defense now for
You don't
Terran.
really, yeah, you don't really want to bust this, but I mean, you really want to have just one Dark Swarm over here. But I do think eventually you're just gonna have enough units that it doesn't really. Yeah, but Terran, I don't actually know what you exactly want to do with your Terran here. He's moving out, but this is clearly not enough units to be able to contest army that Zerg has. I think for the moment just have the turtle and make beach tanks, right?
Well, he's building another command center and he's got a vessel on the way.
I mean, he's just moving his units out. These units are just gonna get smacked.
yeah, this is a big mistake here, moving out of that turtle position. Now the Zerg's just going to come in and swallow it all up.
Wow, this is campaign Zerg levels of. Yeah, and this one ultra is soaking up all the hits from the bunker, and this bunker's gonna fall. And now you can just rally units down here. There's no way you're ever gonna. Okay, look, he's got one science vessel. It's not gonna do anything. 1 or 2 Marines coming out one at a time. This is just over. Wow.
Power strike again.
Escalade, what a crazy build.
Escalade, bag of builds.
Bag of builds, yeah.
I don't think this one's on Bag of Builds, boys.
No.
I think Yenta doesn't allow this build to be on Bag of Builds.
Well, I think it does.
This is nuts.
it does 12 kills on one ultra. That's ridiculous. I think it does bring up a point about if you're playing somebody who is playing very funky, it does make it difficult to read what's going on. Because if you look at something and go, well, I'm not really sure what's going on.
Yeah, it's hard, and this is like one of those things that's difficult to learn if you're new to StarCraft, especially like just seeing all these weird builds and how to react to them. It's not easy. There's GG.
Yeah, that's just why it's important to learn how to keep tabs on your opponent. That's just race agnostic advice. It doesn't matter. That's just fundamentals right there.
Safe inside our bunker. Or so we thought. Before
Also,
we knew it, we were
spend
standing
your
among
money.
the rubble of our
Spend your money.
hastily constructed defense.
Yeah, and it's like, even if you know that it's coming, even if you can see that it's coming, you have to know how to respond to it. For example, Mike Hero was moving out with his units, and you don't have enough units at that point. You need to turtle and build up your units, and I guess you make siege tanks and get your vessels out, and that's the way to fight back against it.
I think Lana was hoping that he was going to see some kind of Guardian Rush build, because I know he's a bit of a fan.
Listen, man, I love Guardians too, but they're garbage.
Garbage.
Well, there is that very interesting build where you start with Muta Harass, and then you transition into Guardian Hydra, which is actually very strong, very good, but it's hard to pull off. I don't know if we're going to see it in CPL, and maybe not at Tier 3 at least.
Well, it's map dependent. It's completely all in. It's very circumstantial.
Yeah, that's true. It's a build you can pull off if the situation is just right. You also need to have good Muta Micro. Sorry?
What's not to like? All in.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, game 2 is going to be an Ascension. And let's see if Mikey Rowe can make a comeback here. Top spawn. Escalade. And in the bottom left corner, it's Mikey Rowe. Rowe. How do we pronounce this?
I think
Mike Hero.
Mike Hero? Mike Hero?
Mike Hero.
Or just say Mike is easier. Just say Mike.
Mike, yeah. See what kind of crazy build this is gonna do this time.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
Epo notes.
Yep. I mean, who hasn't been bitten by one of his special builds at some point in time?
Yeah, I feel like this is a build that probably doesn't work anymore once you get to a certain level. And like, that's not... I'm not trying to slam the build or anything. It feels to me like there has to be ways for Terran to punish this thoroughly. You notice that they're not getting attacked.
Yeah, I would say probably the focal point for Terran would be just identifying a hive timing and recognizing that there's not really any tech. So the first thing we're going to be looking for, like, is usually Mutalisk or Lurker, and the Natural's a great place to scan, because if you know gas timings, if you know drone counts, then you know what you're looking for. And usually you'll find it.
That barracks is quite forward now.
Well, it's part of the wall in, so
yeah,
should be fine.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was on the bottom, though.
Yeah, he did build his first depot inside the main, so it's gonna take a bit longer to complete.
Oh, he's building a second one in the main, too.
Oh, that's actually kind of interesting. I thought he was gonna wall off, but maybe he's not.
I guess this is designed just to be forward.
Yeah, but what the benefit is of that? I'm not saying that it's wrong or anything, but I'm not a Terran player, so I don't know.
I'm not sure either. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I don't think he's going to be reaping any benefits from it.
Well, if the Dirk decides to commit a lot of lings, then you've kind of got a problem, right? Because now your Marines have all this long distance to walk before they make it back into the main.
Yeah, yeah.
There's the first set of lings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, that's the second set of lings. 4. There's 8 lings.
Oh, there's speed on the way.
Oh, and there's more lings coming. There's a lot of lings coming, actually. And this might actually just be too much if Terran doesn't take this seriously. Okay, going down.
I think Escalade needs to ball up his Zerglings, because I think if he dribbles in, they're just going to get shaved off.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There goes the first 2 lings. They do nothing.
Not a good start. Yep.
Is that bunker going to finish, though? Is that bunker going to have any Marines inside of it? Okay, it is, but the lings can run by. There's actually nothing here to prevent them from running by. If he just bangs his lings up a little bit, then Terran's going to have to run back and forth to defend both places at once. And yeah, only 1 Marine in the bunker is like, you might as well not have one. Especially once these lings have speed. Speed should be on the way soon. He's going to lose a lot of SCVs here. Wow.
So Eski's pretty much all in at this point in time, I would suggest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's not making any drones.
No.
And he has still just 2 Marines in the bunker. Academy on the way. And lings being made.
It has to be all links from here. We've stopped mining gases, Zerg.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing else you can do if you've made this many lings already. And he hasn't really done... He's done a lot of economic damage, though. He's lost quite a lot of SCVs.
After watching these games, I feel obligated to challenge Escalade to a best of 3 show match to avenge my Terran comrades. He has terrorized this CPS season.
As Terran just chucked it.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Not like this.
He could even just kill the bunker at this point. There's literally nothing to protect against these lings. Zerg production is just a lot stronger than Terran production in the early game, so it's absolutely imperative that you wall in or protect yourself in some way, make a bunker, make good SimCity to prevent this sort of thing. And, you know, I thought that the forward barracks was... I don't think it was bad, but it should have been part of a wall-in, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Even after we had done the initial hold, I think if we had just sealed off that area and made it tight and try to hold and just macro up from there, I think that would have been a different looking game.
Yeah. Guys, should we take a quick break before we move on to the next series? More? RiverHusky. RiverHusky versus CasualCompete's the next game, then Zanatas versus Disitak. And, yeah, it would be nice to maybe get like a few minutes stretching.
5 minutes?
Yeah, let's do 5 minutes. Yeah. Minutes or so, and then we'll be back. Guys, we'll be back in a moment, and see you then.
All right. 5 minutes.
Now that the casters are finally gone, I'd like to make an announcement. I've decided to be a virgin to set an example to my future children. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Dada. 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 Just remember, Dada is always watching. The Dada Doodah. The Dada Doodah. The Dada Doodah. I am cosplaying as an Artosis donation, front-facing baby chick, 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 front-facing baby chick.
Oh my god, you guys are having way too much fun. Pretty sure that's illegal. It's a good thing I set up the TTS, it's pretty fun.
Front-facing baby chick. Front-facing baby chick.
Oh no! What's happening? How can't I skip this one? Alright. Let's see if we can finish this.
We are not
up.
heavyweight, we are dead weight.
Yeah, the TTS is out of control, but I guess it wasn't too bad to leave it on for the CPL cast. Alright, let's see what this next matchup is going to be like. It's going to be RiverHusky versus CasualCompete, so another PvZ. Actually, our first PvZ, sorry, of the evening. And I love this matchup. I actually kind of like CVT the most to play and to watch, but PvZ is a beautiful match. Even if you're not a Zerg player, it's just a great matchup. Very easy to follow along.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Dislike ZVP.
Dislike CVP? Yeah, a lot of Zerg players like CVP. Alright, well, let's just get into it and see what happens. RiverHusky versus CasualCompete, Game 1 on Polyvoid. Here we go. The sorry, bottom left spawn. It's CasualCompete. And in the top left corner, it's RiverHusky. So RiverHusky is probably most well known for winning the King of the Tiers for Tier 3 this season. He was also in Tier 2 at the start of the season, so go figure that one out. But yeah, he's clearly he's clearly too good for Tier 3.
Yeah,
so.
I think possibly we need to skip over that small detail, possibly.
No,
What are you trying to say?
But you know, he's clearly he's a good player, so he's probably going to be in Tier 2 season. That much I think we can say for sure. And,
I think so. I think there is quite a few players in T3 this season that would probably be expected to see in Tier 2 next season, I think.
Yeah, especially at this in this cast, we're seeing quite a few people who are like quite good. End of the season, lots of these players have been practicing quite hard. The semifinals, so we're seeing the best of Tier 3 right now.
So is it going to be a Forge or a Gateway?
There's a pool down. Cool. I think this is going to be a Forge. Yeah.
Nice and standard. Standard, safe, etc. Question for the Protoss players: are they going to put down 1 or 2 cannons, and then a Nexus, or they can go Nexus and then cannon? And how confident they feel.
A lot of it comes down to scouting, I think.
Yeah, he's going to get the last scout teams.
So cannon, I agree.
Some Protoss players, if they get a last scout, would opt for an additional cannon to be very safe.
And last scout. Now he's going to take that information and drop another cannon just to be 100% safe.
Yeah, he does have a lot of money banked up.
I think as you go up the tiers, I think the Nexus would be going down very shortly off a single cannon.
Yeah, I guess he wants to just get the Nexus down. But the links are already out. Oh, he
losing the
actually
drone's
kills the
tough.
drone, yeah. Okay, so he knows that links are on the way. He knows that this could be an awful timing. He's just gonna defend the choke. Probably pull a couple of probes to make sure no links get in. I mean, you can't actually run by with this many links, obviously. You never know if he's gonna be making additional links. Try to power through and run by. But looks like Casual is not interested in doing that.
But say this is as standard gets for Protoss in this matchup.
I mean, yeah, just about.
From what I remember, anyway.
Yeah, it's insofar as just opening up. But we'll see where the deviations lie. If it's going to be a quick +1, or if it's just going to be straight into Stargate after this core here.
Would be interested if River goes for something more aggressive and skips Stargate and goes straight into Citadel for +1 speed zealots.
Yeah, that's always an option.
I think with that you start cutting probes quite early to be able to afford it. I think you get up to about 30 probes ish, maybe a little bit less, and you just start dropping gateways.
Does this probe get in? Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of a big deal to see the layer.
Yeah, at least he knows there's not going to be either all in.
Yeah.
He is making the Stargates.
Lana's in the chat. Isn't the wall slightly weird? Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Pylon should probably be back a little bit to meet the cannon, but Gosh, it doesn't even look like 2 fit there. You want to make sure that 2 cannons can fit.
I think another cannon fits
insofar
here,
as
right?
rows. I'm really eyeballing it, and honestly, I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think there's a gap on the next to the forge where it hits. It's not quite touching the wall or the cliff. Is that a gap?
I don't think that's a gap. But, yeah, I don't know.
I think there's the gap between the forge and the gateway, and then there's a 2 Zergling gap wide to the right of the gateway. If that makes sense.
Is that going spire then?
Yeah, perfectly normal. Gonna get a few Scourge out. The first Corsair is already flying over. Hatch going down. I like putting the hatch here.
Helps with the walling though, doesn't it, a little bit?
Yeah,
but the larva
but
can get stuck underneath.
yeah, that's the problem. I actually think that this hatch is in a position where your larvae are gonna get stuck. I prefer to put it above there. But I'm not sure.
I think he's going to be on time to get his 30 drones by 7 minutes ish, maybe a little bit before.
No Scourge out just yet, so they're just finishing up. The Corsairs get 1 kill. More Corsairs are on the way.
Yeah, he is committing to building multiple. I really wish that cybernetics core was spinning if we were going to go up to 5 or more.
Yeah, you do need to get your +1 with this many Corsairs. I feel it stacks up so much. Scourge are gonna come over now,
makes
though.
a big
So,
difference.
yeah, he has to be careful here.
And yeah, it looks like these Scourge are going to connect. One pair does. Yeah, so does the
Yeah.
other pair.
That's pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, we lose a lot of air superiority that we've invested a lot into.
And another Corsair goes down to the Hydras.
Extra cannons coming up. The Protoss natural now. See, fearing being busted.
Yeah, it's just like an autonomous response to seeing Hydras, I guess, at this point. If you don't have Templars with Storm very close to matching when Zerg would push to you, you kind of have to cannon out.
Storm's just started now.
Yeah, the storm is going to be slightly delayed due to the investment in Corsairs. He is going to get that in, but Zerg does have the opportunity. Okay, look, he's actually canceling egg there. Or did it? Something went wrong with one of the larvae at the hatchery. That's natural. Not entirely sure what, but that hatchery is placed kind of weird.
Interesting to see if Protoss tries to take a third, but there is a Ling up at the up at both positions of a possible third at the moment.
Yeah, good link spread. Very good link spread by CasualCompete.
So another Ling going up to the very top right again. So possibly looking just to make sure that Protoss doesn't get a third and just Zerg look to start growing themselves.
Yeah, there's no reason not to just get a fourth here. Obviously, Zerg doesn't quite know what's going on inside the Protoss base, but
I mean,
be
the
thinking
Zerg
about a fourth now.
yeah, I mean the Zerg isn't going to be busting that Protoss front efficiently at all.
No, not with Storm there. I mean, eventually you do get up to enough Hydras that you can just bust down no matter how many cannons there are, but with the Templar, you're not going to be able to do
The pylon that's just off the Nexus, I don't think covers all of the cannons. I think it covers the back 3. It doesn't cover the 4 at the front either.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so
you're right.
too. Yeah.
So maybe sniping that pylon would basically halve that defense, but
Oh, that would be amazing if he actually managed to do something like that.
But
I don't think we're going to see that, but yeah, that would be the most spectacular thing ever.
I mean, there's 4 Templar there. They're building plenty of energy. He's got 3 storms already.
Yeah, it's just that it's so hard to make it worth your while because the pylons are so much stronger than the cannons, and if you kill a cannon, you're actually reducing the amount of damage that the cannon does. There's actually a drone going up.
Yeah. It has to be a pylon that's powering a lot of cannons to be worth it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is. Nice, gets the cancel off.
Yeah, very nice. But Zerg is not making a 4th just yet.
I think Zerg, like you said, I think the Zerg needs to take a 4th, stroke a 5th quite quickly. It looks like doing Speed Zealot Templar composition.
These 2 gentlemen appear to be ready
is,
for Tier 2 promotions.
Quite tough to deal with. If you don't
It's
have
great versus pure Hydra.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have Lurker.
This kind of army personally gives me nightmares because it's so difficult to snipe Templar with Hydra because of the Speed Zealots. It's just become so inefficient.
Yeah, especially when you're fighting on a ramp like this, you don't want to be doing that. So it looks like Protoss might be gearing up to take this base, actually. Oh no, he is actually going back. There's still a drone there for some reason.
Battle drone.
Battle drones, yeah.
Is he gonna storm the lurker eggs? I wonder. No, storm goes on the Hydras, but it's a very good storm. There's not that many Zealots left, though. I mean, there's not that many Hydras left either, but if there was a big rally coming up, you actually could take this all out.
And we do have a robo and observatory, so observers aren't going to be too far away, but there's none in production at the moment.
No, there is actually one floating down.
Is there one on the field? Did I miss that?
Mm-hmm.
Zerg's gonna retreat, very good, and getting a 4th now as well. Protoss scout stats.
Oh, there's 2 on the field now then. Observers.
Oh, see, I like this decision making from Zerg. Just kind of cool off and take a 4th. Put the onus on Protoss to make something, to do something.
If the lurker count starts to grow, say he's starting Goon production now.
Yeah, I always like to say the Lurker is the holy grail in the ZVP matchup. The more you have, the slower Protoss moves.
Yeah. Although there is observer speed coming as well, which will make it a bit more difficult for the Zerg to snipe observers. Which, like you said, if you start sniping observers, that just slows down Protoss movement. If there is large lurker fields burrowed around the map or burrowed outside their natural.
Good map control from Zerg, but I feel like we're behind on upgrades just a little bit. We only have +1 range.
Oh,
He's actually gonna come up to this 3rd base and maybe deny these cannons from finishing. Just barely a little bit too late, so I think he's gonna have to retreat here.
Yeah, the Hydra's...
Actually, yeah, he is taking down these cannons. That's actually pretty nice.
Hydra sort of... a couple of Hydras sort of bumbling around on the ramp a little bit.
Yeah, this high ground with the 4th would be. Lots of Hydras were lost here.
Oh
and
my god,
that's a
that
great storm.
Jeez.
It looks like the 12 o'clock is stabilizing. This looks like a pretty good position for Protoss to be in.
Yeah, I'd be getting quite worried. Protoss having a 3rd and then having a 4th is becomes rather problematic. Because they can just afford to just basically just mass cannon bases and make it very difficult to break down.
Well, we got to get all these lurkers burrowed.
I think I did see there is a Queen's Nest up now for the Zerg, so perhaps they're just starting the hive tech now, so maybe he's going to get into Filer and Plague to soften up these zealots.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think it's a bit of a problem that Zerg is so behind in upgrades at the moment. Protoss being on 2-1, and Zerg just on one attack upgrade. And actually getting Carapace upgrade right now. By the way, there's 2 stuck Hydras over there at the Wizard. So that hatchery is
placement.
This is it's difficult. It's like if you haven't done this before, I mean, if you haven't placed the hatchery in this location before, you don't know that this is like. There's no manual anywhere that says you shouldn't put your hatch at exactly this location. You have to just experience that once.
So
pretty tricky.
Yeah, even with spawning units out there, it's not able to glitch those 2 Hydras out.
Yeah, well, even if you do, you just make 2 more Hydras next time. Actually, there's now 2 Lings stuck there as well. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I guess he's made static D.
I see Coach-Pupil in chat reckon the Protoss isn't a bit of bother. I would probably say the Protoss position is quite strong at this stage. Especially if that 4th gets up, which is...
Yeah, I feel so as well.
Saturated yet.
I mean, I don't think the Zerg is doing terrible. Protoss is just gonna...
Probably the Protoss could do with a few more gateways. We've only got 6 or 7, 8. I think you want to be starting to get towards like 12 to 15 gates at this stage.
Okay, so Protoss is now on 3 attack and 2 armor.
Yeah, the
Zerg
upgrades...
is still on just 1 missile. Yeah,
Yeah.
the upgrades are really lacking, and it's really going to show. Even the small armies from Protoss are going to be able to tussle with the larger Zerg armies.
Yeah, it's so important to really get into your upgrades when you're playing this longer game against Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, even not the goons will just become really efficient in largest numbers with, you know, +3, and if they get +3 armor and then start getting their shields as well, it just becomes hugely difficult to kill off the smaller groups.
He's got to be careful with spending the storms here. He's got a lot of High Templar, though. We just need to make sure that we back them up and they don't get sniped.
You seem a bit lurker-like.
I think we have more than enough to kill this space over here. And this is really going to put Zerg in a very difficult spot. Zerg's just not going to have eco, or Zerg has a big bank, but Pro's just going to dart ahead here.
6 o'clock being sacked by a small goon hit squad. So basically just absolutely massacring that drone line.
It's going to be a tough fight to win here in the center, but I do really like how RiverHusky just dedicated a small amount of units to clear out the 6 o'clock and kept the majority of the army on the front line.
But this 4th base for Pros is completely naked. There's 2 Zanatas there standing watch. They're not gonna stop this massive Zerg army. So that's actually pretty annoying to get this 4th base tonight. Not much was mining there just yet, so it's not the biggest deal.
Yeah,
but,
it's still a painful loss, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously it doesn't compare to the loss that Zerg had when Zerg lost their 4th. That was actually like a very big thing to lose. This is maybe not the biggest thing to lose.
Zerg needs drones, really. Very drone-like.
29. Yeah, probably not where we want to be. We want to be around like 55, 60. That's probably for the more macro long run that we're in, and this is kind of the playstyle that River's putting on the game, so kind of have to match it.
Yeah, and River's just kind of... There's not a very large Pros army out right now, but due to the upgrades, it is actually seriously dangerous. Zerg's the Zerg forces are all grouped up and together.
Zerg is taking the 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And as the chat pointed out, Protoss is essentially on 1 mining base.
Yeah, I'd really like to see him try to get that 4th at like the top right, but maybe 1 o'clock area.
Casual does, he's sort of got quite his army, like I point out, his army is quite spread.
Yeah, his macro is pretty decent. I just wish his upgrades were a little bit closer to Rivers at this point in the game. If that were the case, you could just run him over. I guarantee it.
Yeah, Consume just about to finish. Some more, a couple rounds of drones as well. So it's obviously trying to boost that income. As Fridge pointed out, there's very few Templar on the field now, which is going to be a problem.
Now, we got a small handful of them, but they're not with the main army that's at the 9 o'clock right now, sieging this Zerg base. In fact, they're getting picked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually going to save the space. That's pretty amazing.
This is a really nice multi-pronged jointed movement from CasualCompete. Very impressive.
River is losing a few probes now to these.
Oh my god, there's a whole control group of Templar here. Fourth base for Protoss.
Yeah,
if only Cirque was here to pick all that off.
But you weren't kidding.
No, there's basically Storm for days.
That really is a whole control group.
Yeah.
It's 1,200 gas right there.
Yeah.
There's 12 now. Okay, so it's more. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Zerg could probably wander up and probably snipe a large percentage of those Templar, but they're just sat here, just banking energy now. Yeah, so there's the technicalities back in the army, but there's not, as chat's pointed out, there's not a lot of muscle currently.
Could maybe morph a few Archons, yeah.
Yeah, Zerg really just needs another base.
Realistically, micromanaging this number of High Templar, it's a mess. Okay, there's a lot of overhead. You have to really know and have it organized, so I'd advocate for making a couple more Archons here even.
+3 armor about to finish, and also +1 shields as well.
Okay, he sees it now. There goes one Templar, but yeah, there's actually too many Storm. He can't pick these off. If he had like a control group of Mutas now, that would be nice.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I've just got this feeling that it's going to, in the next few minutes, it's basically going to snowball for the Protoss, because they can just spend their money on goons and zealots to basically buffer for the Templar. But I did spot a Defiler, a couple of Defilers hanging around.
Yeah, I think once the Defilers come into play, they're going to level out the playing field quite a bit, especially with just how far ahead in macro capacity CasualCompete is compared to River. If we look at Protoss's base, there's not a whole lot of gateways that are here. I mean, you need to power up a little bit.
Yeah, they're not all working either. He's got the money for it, but possibly the way the gates are placed are making it a bit difficult for them to keep a track on making sure they're all working.
Mm-hmm. Here we're gonna see the Defiler come into action. Maybe that's a full energy Defiler.
Plague-oo.
Yeah, does he have Plague yet? I'm not sure actually.
Oh, where's a Plague? There it is. No, waiting. Plague.
Ah, there it is.
There it is.
Hey, Plague-oo.
Ah, the Archon, just what we wanted.
That engager sort of showcased the efficiency of Storm, really.
Pro's now gonna try to take out this base again. I mean, there's not much here. There's just lurkers, but I think this army's gonna get flanked now.
Yeah, it disjointed the army now that Zerg has moved in, separating Protoss into two forces. The lurkers on the high ground just absolutely shred what comes up. And it looks like CasualCompete's gonna probably clear this out, no problem. That was a bloody storm, holy crap. He's just gonna send more of these forces up and he can clean this up, no problem.
Yeah, and Zerg's actually ahead in supply now.
Yeah, not a good thing. Protoss taking that sort of high ground third on the right hand
Yeah,
side.
the mineral only base. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he needs another gas.
I think if the Zerg sees this and shuts it down, I think River's going to really start struggling, because that 12 o'clock expansion is getting pretty low. Yes, he does have a bank, but I think Zerg can just sort of hang it out and deny bases from this point.
Yeah, especially while he catches up in upgrades, which is slowly but surely happening.
Well, there is
There's the
quite
deny.
idle drones on the natural. Maybe retake the 6 o'clock for the Zerg, and there is a drone sort of floating around.
Yeah,
Mhm,
you need to
yeah.
retake this base. That's for sure.
Because Zerg's starting to starve now.
Yeah, that might actually be really troublesome to have, like, what I would consider 1.5 mining bases left.
Especially as
Yeah.
he just seems to be making lings, which yes, they're good, but a couple of good storms just basically makes them inefficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Protoss is only on one healthy base. I think the 12 o'clock base is going to mine soon. So Protoss needs another base as well.
Yeah, I think, again, going back to the upgrade situation for Zerg and stuff, yeah, 2-2 on the lings, but 2-1 on the Hydra. They're not going to trade very well against the 3-3-1 Protoss army at this stage.
Yeah, it looks like Zerg's going to be taking the bottom right.
Now he needs to get it up and get it mining to be able to kind of level this playing field back out again, because, well, River just had a pretty big bank, but he just spent it. I'm going to check around. Looking at all of his gateways, it's on full blast. Like, he's in macro mode right now.
There's also 9 idle drones in Casual's natural as well, not doing anything.
Oh yeah, want to clean those up.
He's moving a drone over, and I'm assuming he's going to take either the number 6 expansion or take the bottom. I was going to 6. He doesn't have the money yet to actually put down a hatchery.
There's quite a lot of goons up at the mineral only for Protoss, so it's possible that with this army, with a couple of good Dark Swarms, Plagues, you might be able to just crush this base. But there are quite a lot of units. There isn't that much Storm, I think. See, there's
That's
5
why.
Templar. There's 5 Templar, though. I didn't see them all there.
A couple of DTs in production now as well. Probably look to shave down some drones at an expansion or get some extra damage and engagement. I don't know. I kind of think that if the Zerg can deflect this push out, I think Protoss is going to be at a disadvantage. But Zerg
for
is
sure.
starting.
Yeah.
Because this
Well,
group of goons and stuff here is basically all that is kind of all really Protoss have got in the game.
Well, at the same time, Zerg just did a drone transfer to the bottom right base. And it looks like Pro is actually heading over there. So Pro is going to try to kill this new mining base for Zerg.
Yeah, and a couple of storms is going to just absolutely wreck all these Zerglings as well. There's one. Should we see?
Here we go, lads.
Well. Yeah.
Because neither player has a very strong economy behind this, I'm kind of sensing that this might be the final battle.
Yeah, and this is very good for Protoss at the moment, because this army is trading so efficiently. He didn't really lose that much supply in that last attack.
Yeah, Zerg is dribbling in a little bit as well. The Templar are just killing everything.
Yeah, these links are just mincemeat. Wow.
There's also a DT in there as well, doing work. Got 6 kills already, 7, 8. So they've got 3-3-2. It's just, yeah.
Yeah,
So
everything going
production
down.
behind this, it's all Zergling from here.
Yeah.
Protoss is basically down to one mining base. Very little gas.
Yeah, that's true, but this last base for Zerg is now completely naked. There's no way to defend this from this army, I think. Quite a lot of Zerglings out, though.
These are 3/3 cracklings, so
Yeah,
not to be underestimated.
That's true, and the army is not actually that big for Protoss.
Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking, would it be useful for to basically for the Zerg just to try and counter attack up to and get on top of the limited Protoss production?
Yeah, I think you could take out that base because the 12 o'clock's now no longer mining.
Yeah, I think from here all Zerg has to do is just take care of this last Protoss ball that's coming up here into the, I guess, the third base area. But with just Zerglings, how many storms do we have left? I mean, look, these storms are doing really well against the remaining Zerglings.
Oh, double storm.
Triple storm? Was that triple storm?
I don't know, but these storms are doing work.
Yeah, everything's just being shredded.
This is where some Zerg players will start to dislike CVP because, yeah, it's difficult to engage.
Yeah, the game flips on its head once Protoss gets access to Storm.
There's not really a lot of production. There is a Defiler hanging around in the main with full energy. I think a Plague and a Dark Swarm would turn the tables here.
Yeah, but he has to get that.
Yeah.
He has to get it off. Like, he has to pull it off. He has to execute that, too. And, like, that seems like such a long shot. I don't even see... We have the one Defiler that's in the main. But even then, like, even if he gets the best Plague off that we've ever seen, I'd still... There's just not enough... There's not enough Zerg muscle to be able to tear through all of that. Fully upgraded Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, some of these goons are getting in near on double figures in kills because they're just not dying.
And there's GG.
Boy, I wasn't sure about that one.
Yeah, I actually think CasualCompete could have played on a little bit more. I don't think it was like completely over yet.
Might have been a case he might have run out of steam. You know, as in physically run out of steam and not sure what to do in the game. We've all suffered from that sometimes.
That's true.
I mean,
Could be the case, yeah.
I mean, a 32-minute ZVP is no minor undertaking.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I think this was our highest quality game that we've seen today. Really well played by both players.
Yeah, that isn't a T3 game in my opinion. That's a tier 2 game. Excuse me.
People were talking about that in the chat as well, saying, I think like a tier 1 or tier 2 game. People were saying in the chat. Yeah, definitely looked very good. So let's see what happens on extension map number 2.
We're going to see some cheese from a player.
Alright, the 12 o'clock spawn. It's RiverHusky for the Fightin Aiurish. And the 5 o'clock spawn, or I guess 4 o'clock spawn, I don't know. It's CasualCompete. Looking for revenge after that first game.
Did I give out any stats on these two players at the beginning of the series? Not sure I did. Alright, I'll have a rummage in the web app.
I really like the color orange. I like to pick orange as a color. But, unfortunately, you can't use orange on butter. It's a bit hard to use as your standard.
Come on, even yellow's eye cancer.
You don't like yellow?
I like the yellow as a color, just not on butter.
I'm not entirely sure because
Oh
RiverHusky.
yeah, you can't pick yellow on butter either.
No. I'm not sure what's going on with River's stats, but they don't. It doesn't actually show any. Right, his PVZ win percentage is over 70%. No, sorry. No, sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, PVZ played 7, won 5. So yeah, that's strong numbers. Although interestingly, only played. Looks like they've only played PvP and PvZ this CPL.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
And CasualCompete.
Compete.
So play 10, 1, 5, so 50%. So and that's CasualCompete's weakest matchup is ZVP by quite a big margin.
Oh, okay.
Really, 50% is good then.
Yeah, so his ZVT is play 10, 1, 7, so 70%, and ZVZ play 2, 1, 2, 100%.
Might be looking at a promotion motion.
So outside a couple of other T3 players, this is probably the creme de la creme of T3, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is also why we have the internal MMR system to make sure that the best player face off against the best players on the other team. Yeah, pretty early pro blast from RiverHusky, so this is actually going to put him in a bit of a bind. He's going to have to send out another pro, I think.
Ideally, you want to, yeah. You have to know what Zerg's doing.
Yeah, it was very early to lose. Actually kept it alive quite a lot longer.
Look at this. The 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever.
Ooh.
Interesting third base location. Look at that.
Just a quick, is it for Protoss, is it actually possible to full wall their natural? Because it's quite wide, isn't it?
You can never do a full wall without units. You need to have units in the wall to plug it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Like, if you're trying to wall in against, for example, or you may make like a pylon wall somewhere.
Yeah.
But not with this kind of wall.
Question is that 6 o'clock third going to get spotted?
Yeah, I think eventually you're going to be walking around Dada or something, and you're going to probably see it. But I think not for a while.
No, I think if the Zerg puts their den at the front, is that going to possibly telegraph that the Zerg might be doing some 2-base bust play when they're not?
Well, no. I mean, the 2-base bust is so rare. I mean, I guess people do it at the lowest level, but much better to have 3 hatches. Your build has to be so optimized.
I did see. I think is it Cavapu did it in a BWC BSL game. It didn't. It wasn't. Well, not to spoil or anything, but yeah. So I have seen that. I have seen the build attempted.
Yeah, and there was of course that famous game Larva versus Mini in ESL final season 11, where Larva did a 2 hatch Hydra bust and actually killed Mini. So it's it's a build, you can make it work, but I feel like it's very hard to pull up. There's a reason it's not very standard. Well,
again, just taken from chat, Lana said he got 2 base busted in his last series in NSL. Niantic busted him with it.
I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah,
it's definitely a thing.
But it looks like CasualCompete just wants to play standards. He's just getting a Spire again. He's getting a hatch. Aside from the fact that this third base is in a bit of a defined spot, that's the only different thing here in this game. Well, he's gonna find that eventually. He's got a court. He'll be scouting that.
Yeah, especially when he doesn't find it in the typical third base location, and he scouts what's in the main and the natural. Something's not going to add up.
Again, quite a few. Actually, he stopped at 2, so just 2 Corsairs. Like they're going home now. The Church is out.
+1 about to finish.
Okay, this is all right. This is an okay thing to do for Protoss. It's a little bit conservative, but you know, he's switching into that Citadel. He's getting his legs. I expect there to be an archives that goes down anytime soon. He's getting cannons up in his mineral line after scouting the Spire, so he's respecting his opponent. It looks like an okay situation to be in. We're at 33 probes though. Nexus at the Nat not blinking. And we're still at that stage in the game where you want to be constantly making workers unless you're cutting for very specific reasons.
More Corsairs being made.
I think from the last game, I think he's Rivers obviously, as Forte said, opted to play quite conservatively. I think trying to do anything all initial bust, he might believe he's going to lose in the game. So playing pretty standard is a good option.
Yeah, I'm just worried because the worker counts are so close.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing for Zerg.
Well, 6
Not so great for Protoss. I mean, we're still not making workers out of both Nexi now. We're not working on establishing a third. He did get the scout off right there at the bottom, correct? Did I
He
miss
did.
that?
No, he
Yes.
did. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he has confirmation of where the third's at now, and there's a lot of different angles in which we can hit this base.
First 2 Templar have popped.
Okay, and he's got speed ready and +1 ready, so he's probably going to want to move out.
We've got 3 Templar, which haven't quite got energy for Storm yet, but they should have by the time he gets over the other side of the map. Yeah, probe production has kind of stopped.
Yeah, that stalled probe production is really going to bite us the longer this game goes on.
I would have thought if he's going to stop probe production this long, he'd be looking to drop gates, or is he going to try and take the third?
He's got enough money to do both. And in that case, I say do both. Spend your money.
Zerg maybe thinking about 4th at some point, maybe?
Well, in the last game, the 4th was pretty late, so CasualCompete's the type of player who likes to just get out on the map and try to make something work.
+1 about to finish for the Zerg player. Is that 2-1 for the Protoss incoming? Yeah, 2-1. Well, 1-1 will be finished.
It'll be 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this third base is a very tempting target for the.
I think the Protoss is just going to crash into this third and just sack it.
I'd like to see him group up just before moving in. The Zerg has not seen this yet.
Seen it now.
Okay, good. He's waiting. He's being patient, waiting for those Templar.
And here comes the flank.
And by the way, risky move keeping the Templar back like that with nothing back there to support them. That can be flanked by Zerg quite easily, and they can get sniped.
There is a huge amount of Storm available in those Templar, though. Like at least 2 each.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. Here comes the flank, though. Wow, Storm on the drones. It gets a lot.
Though Zerg is still up. His drone count is still reasonable.
Ooh, a bit of a whiff on that last Storm there. Zerg cleans this up.
Yeah, I guess that's why he stopped pro productions, because he knew he was going to storm all the drones and get back even on workers.
Yeah.
The 9000 IQ.
Apes feel no remorse.
6. Yeah, it's, still only on 8 gates. Might like to see a couple more possibly. Not necessarily a huge fan of the layout, but if it works for him, it works for him.
I mean, it's a bit messy, but the important part is to get them down.
Yeah. And most of them are working as well.
It's a pretty scary Zerg army.
Yeah, this move out's pretty scary.
He's gonna be able to deny third, I think, if he tries to hit that level. There's just not that much Protoss outright.
Couple of lurkers mixed in as well. I wonder if he'll try and make more lurkers this game to make it a bit more difficult for Protoss to move around the map.
And from this point, CasualCompete's just going to continue pumping more Hydra. He's on that golden number 35 drones to be able to do this, so very nice mid-game played.
These Zanatas are getting shredded.
Yeah, there's not really a whole lot of support here for the front line of Protoss. And yeah, even picking off the last Templar there, not having any storms left. There's one Templar on the field, but doesn't have enough energy yet. Don't really have an answer for all of this Zerg.
Oh, that base got didn't get cancelled. He still has the money to basically put it down again.
That got popped, huh?
Yeah, he got popped like a balloon.
Jeez.
Although, like I say, Zerg is still only on 4 bases. Perhaps he thinks he can
Three
basically
bases.
over him. Yeah, 3 bases. Yeah, so I was maybe thinking about maybe look to start taking that 4th that's just over the hill line in the middle of the map, just off the natural. Whatever that is.
Yeah, that would be the natural third. There
Although
it goes.
There he goes, takes it.
Yeah, I was looking at the other one that's kind of where the natural is just kind of to the left of it, down.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, I see.
But I'm terrible at describing that map position.
All right, these 2 Templars here are going to have to make magic.
That is magic.
Wow.
Oof, that's magic.
That is... Oh my god, these storms are just too good.
1 storm left.
Yeah, Zerg just has to back up here. There's not enough to break this, even without storm. Still delayed the third for quite a while.
Yeah, upgrades to Zerg are slightly behind Protoss again. But they're at least running this time, this game.
Yeah, just slightly behind them. It's not really a huge issue at this point. It will, now that +2 armor has just kicked in for Protoss. I'd like to see him re-drone up that third.
4th's just popped. Yeah, definitely needs more drones.
Yeah, the Protoss needs more workers as well.
Indeed. When's the last time we produced a probe?
Yeah, none of the Nexuses are spinning. Yeah, I think Zerg's in a really good position in the game. I don't know how exactly you want to continue from here. I think you want to just pick up. I see that the Queen's Nest was on the way, so Hive's going to be starting pretty soon. The mass up, get 4th base up, produce units, and try to see where you go from there.
Yeah, I would elect to take the center of the map, make plenty of lurkers, and hold that area with them.
Yeah, and given the fact that Zerg now has basically complete map control, you might actually think about doing a Doom drop at this point.
Yeah, you could.
Also worth knowing that Zerg has now exceeded 50 drones, which the longer the game goes on, that's going to really help.
Yeah, that's almost right where we want to be. We're still only at now 34 probes for Protoss. That's just not enough. We want to be closer to, what, 60, 65, somewhere in that ballpark.
All 3 Nexus are now blinking, so that should hopefully start to climb.
Yeah, especially since the main is now almost mined out. Natcher still has quite a few mineral patches, but yeah.
Zerg up to 62 drones now, it's starting to get out of hand.
Well, there's not really a whole lot of threat being generated from Protoss, so there's really no incentive to make not drones.
Yeah, and you can even just take a 5th at this point. I mean, there's nothing Protoss is planning to do to contest it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both players seem quite content to sort of sit and protect what they've got at the moment. I say Zerg might like to take the opportunity to go and take another, maybe another main, bottom left. Although there is a zealot running around looking for hatcheries by the look of it.
Yeah.
Which is great. You always want to be collecting information.
The hive's done, but I don't see any hive. I don't see it. The fodder mound just goes and pops just as I say that.
Right in front of your face. So yeah, it will be Defiler, which is great because that'll give us Dark Swarm, it'll give us Plague, everything that really, really helps us fight toe-to-toe with Protoss more efficiently.
Especially the Zerg managed to get on top of this big ball outside the Protoss third and manages to land a Plague because where it's all clumped up, that would just be money.
Money! It would be money!
Make it rain.
Make it rain Plague.
Yeah, and Zerg actually now head on supply as well, with the quite frankly disgusting drone count.
Yeah, Protoss is massing up a pretty big army. I guess this is the way that RiverHusky likes to play. Just kind of mass a big death ball and then move out.
Yeah, I think the thing with the Protoss death ball is it is quite difficult to sort of deal with. And I'm obviously going to make a big sweeping statement here, but I think in some cases you can group up your army, separate your Templars out, move your army kind of into position, and then you just worry about casting Storm and such like. When you're trying to fight that, I think it's a little bit more difficult to deal with that because you can't just go and do that in response because you just get vaporized by Storm.
Yeah, Storm definitely needs to be respected. Wow, gosh, that's so many Templar. And
Yeah.
a lot of them are at full energy or close to it.
That's a full control group of pretty much full Templar energy. That's just disgusting. So all these this lurker field is probably going to just instantly disappear. It's quite interesting that River tends to seem to stay on about 8 or 9 gates, 10 gates for the entirety of a game.
Now, we're 20 minutes into the game, and we're still missing a couple of upgrades on Zerg's army, so I'm getting quite concerned that even though he's maxed out, Protoss is expanding yet again and has what are essentially maxed out upgrades. We're just now getting that +3 armor online. That's going to be in just a couple seconds. Getting the first of the shields, and all these Templar just banking up energy.
I think this has got echoes of the last game where River doesn't seem to do a huge amount until he gets 3-3, then starts bullying around the map.
I mean, if his control is good, this Protoss army is going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, So again, Zerg appears to be sort of like spread very thinly. Protoss taking another base at the 9.
Yeah, sort of below the main. Yeah.
Yeah, which I
and
think.
then the 9 o'clock as well.
Yeah, I think if Zerg doesn't spot this and he cannons up, although there's some lings going over there now, should be able to deny that. But this kind of looks like a bit of a carbon copy of the last game. So we're very, very, very ling heavy and just coming down ramps into storm is just difficult. Well, there is a defiler there, so maybe get a plague, dark swarm, and maybe a plague.
Really going to come down to these storms, and a lot of them are going down, but even with plagues that are raining down, it's just it's not enough.
There's like I say, there's
it's
lots
not
of
enough.
Yeah, no, there's lots of Zerg army sort of just sat around now, and you can't engage this Protoss pool like this. Yeah, this is the sort of thing that gives me nightmares in CVP, because you get to this stage and it's just so hard. I mean, the Zerg's got a massive bank, but doesn't have the hatcheries to be able to make use of that currently, by the looks of it.
No, it probably needs a couple more hatcheries. Yeah, I would agree. Both players are banking. River's finally climbed in the probe count, and we're getting that operational now on what will be 3 bases. I don't see a probe transfer, but the top center-ish base is now online, and he's trying to take the 9 o'clock as well. The longer this goes on like this, the more in favor of Protoss it becomes.
Yeah. Just checking out the chat and stuff. One of our higher level Zerg players just said we could just spam lings at this point because it's all goon based, but you'd have to spam a huge amount of lings, and he doesn't have the hatchery count for it because it is inefficient.
Yeah, well, let's see. I mean, there's +2 melee, +3 carapace. They've got their adrenal glands, so it's not really a bad idea. Yeah, the composition is very goon heavy. It'll force out a lot of the storms, and we can afford to lose Zerglings, especially if we have a bank this large. But I guess the main point would probably be Zerg needs a way to work around Psionic Storm, because that's pretty much what I would consider the holy grail for Protoss against Zerg. So it's just an answer to everything.
Yeah, so in this position is a case of you basically make use of your Spire and try and snipe Templar with Mutinous then.
Yeah, that's a popular strategy. If you don't go the Spire route, you kind of have to figure out ways to get creative on the map with like speed hydralisks, speedlings. You have to work with like flanks and try to pick them off at the back of the army as they're moving out. And that requires a lot of information and a lot of control, and it requires map control as well.
I think Zerg is trying to sort of whittle down by attacking many different places at once, but I think it's kind of petered out a little bit now. Again, Zerg's got this huge bank.
Yeah,
Bank is actually insane. It's almost 7k. I can't believe that the Nexus actually lived up the base below the main. That's insane. It's 70 HP.
Yeah. So we got 3-2 lings now. Just.
I don't know why we're out here when we're not really robust. Like, there's nothing a small strike force of Protoss can't. There's nothing they can do at this stage in the game.
I mean, I don't know if it'd be worth for the although Ling's going to try and get the production. I don't know if it'd be worth for the Zerg to try and switch into getting onto this 9 o'clock. Try and pull the Protoss, spread them a bit thinner.
Yeah, well, there's only cannons there right now, so if you have a Dark Swarm, you can actually just kill that.
Real easily, and that's not a bad idea too, because we're into late game, right? During this stage of the game, some of the highest value targets that you can go for are anything that's still mining.
Yeah, and I think these like that storm that just went off there just basically annihilated a control group of lings, and it's inefficient.
Alright, I'd really like to see ZergElect to take a couple more bases here and really try to swallow up the map. And take advantage of how passive River's being.
Yeah, there's a full control group of drones just sat idle in the natural. Yeah, try and get those to the other main in the bottom left. Yeah, I think the Zerg might be a little bit tunnel visioned on making lings, has been pointed out in the chat. There's not a lot of complexity to what they're kind of doing.
I think it's fine. Endgame composition of Lurkerling Defiler versus Protoss it does wonders. It's highly efficient. I think that's okay. And okay, he's going to take this top base here. That's good. We'll get that up and mining. That's another gas. That's more control of the map.
And again, I have to point out, like, look at how tempting of a drop target. Not even any.
So I think it goes back to what we touched on earlier and stuff. Is sometimes people might struggle to think, right, I'm in this position, what do I need to do now to be able to close the game out?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Protoss is actually scouting this now.
No, don't lose the Defiler.
Run away, you need that. Run away.
Don't you lose that.
That's expensive.
Right. Saves it.
Yeah, that 9 o'clock Protoss base is just sat there. I mean, he has got a couple of Templar at it now, so that makes it a bit more makes it a lot more difficult to get access to. Protoss is up to near on 70 probes, although that 10 o'clock base is now mined out. Probes are sat there not doing a great deal.
Right, yeah, we're getting in a little bit more of dire straits here. River kind of needs to make something happen. He's gonna try moving up in this northeast channel here to the latest Zerg base that's trying to be taken up here close to his base. I would definitely be worried about that, because if that got established and held, it's just a short hop over away from being dropped into the main base where the production is.
Does the Zerg have drop, do we know?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it should be easy to research at this point. There's nothing else you need.
No.
Yeah, Protoss wants to attack in here, but this is kind of like... It's a choke, but I do think there's actually enough zealots to be able to push in. There's no chunks of yet. There's a lot of lurkers though, yeah.
Yeah, there's also a huge group of lings just sat at the natural. I think you could literally run those up behind into the back of the...
Yeah.
Oh, he's moving them now.
Oh my god, that's a lot of lings.
Yeah. And there's still another 2 control groups sat there, but by the looks of it.
This is Zerg gaming, guys.
Yeah.
Actually, he's not even going to use Darkstorm. He's just going to go for it.
Click and send.
Yeah, I mean, these are fully upgraded Zerg units, 3-3 on everything.
I mean, if you don't play Zerg, you don't really know how good it feels just 10 control groups of lings at your opponent. It feels so good.
No Dark Swarm though, which would have made that much more effective.
Yeah, and the Protoss is actually breaching this base now, which is really bad. I think Zerg can flank this, but it's actually sending the lings out to many different spots. I think you should kill this army as soon as possible. Actually, it looks like Zerg does manage to kill this army.
Yeah, there's a set of lings sat mid-map, just not doing a lot.
He's got quite a lot of idle defilers just kind of hanging out on the map.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it's so hard to control.
It is, like, yeah. Admittedly, that's a difficult task.
mean, it's sometimes you also just lose track of your units. Like you literally just forget that you have a Templar somewhere or a Defiler somewhere.
Yeah, and it can be pretty easy too if you're not assigning things to control groups. A good rule of thumb is that anything that's really expensive, like anything that costs gas, anything that's like a major focus, should be definitely on a quick key to reach.
Rivers in the chat saying he doesn't know how to attack.
Oh, you're pretty good at attacking. Don't worry about it.
Who do people? So in this matchup, is the late game easier for Zerg or easier for Protoss? When it gets to like, you're looking at ultra late game.
Oh my god. Damn, I gotta run. GG.
I gotta run.
No. No way.
Oh man.
GG. GG.
Oh.
You know what? Looking at this, I actually think this was a pretty even game. I actually think maybe Zerg was slightly ahead at the end there.
And also maybe the Zerg just run out of steam.
No, well, the Zerg ran out of steam, but I think actually that Zerg could have won that game. It was pretty even. Maybe with a slight advantage for Zerg. Maybe not that big, but what a weird ending to the game. I wasn't expecting that, but
no,
it's a bit of a shame.
Not.
I mean, the first game went super long as well. Okay, so that brings us to our last game. Our last game is going to be Zanatas versus Disitak.
Those both sound like prescription drugs.
They do, yeah, they do. I'm on 5mg Disitak. Oh, 5mg.
I see we got some more known faces in the chat come in to say hello. You've missed a bit.
Oh, Disitak, you're turret man. Oh, okay. See, this is like
I'm awaiting FDA approval.
This is one of those. This is one of those cases where like people have two completely different names for their username on the web app and their actual username that they actually like communicate to people with. It's like, yeah, I don't know who half these people are because they all have like 10 different. Okay, let's get into this game. Zanatas versus Disitak on Polypoids.
Oh, the
Top right corner, it's waiting FDA approval. And in the bottom left, Zanatas. Strong Zerg player.
Should we do some race statistics quickly for the last time?
Yeah, please.
Right, so our Canadian Terran, TVZ played 6, won 4, so 66%.
Oh, nice.
Other hasn't played any TVP this season, so TBT played 3, won 2. And his opponent from
Brazil,
I think Brazil, yeah. Played 5 CVTs, won 3. Hasn't done any ZVP, which is probably fortunate because we like CVP. And ZVZ, he's played 5 and won 4 of those, so 80%.
Yeah.
Which
and
is...
two of those were against me, by the way, that he won. So pretty strong ZVZ player.
I thought I recognised the player name.
Yeah, you actually, I think you watched that match live where I played against him.
Yeah, you didn't accidentally make any drones this time instead of Zerglings then?
Sorry, can you repeat that last part? Sorry.
No, I said no because the last time I watched you play live ZVZ, you made drones instead of Zerglings and just straight up died.
Oh, that wasn't that was a while back. That wasn't that time.
Sad. And you were quite sad about that.
that wasn't that match, but that was a while back. Yeah, but I did do that. Yeah, I think when you play Starcraft long enough, you die in all the silliest ways. There's like probably like a bingo sheet somewhere of all the stupid ways you can die. Yeah, if you play the game long enough, you fill up that bingo card. So yeah, I checked off one item on the bingo card. My opponent was doing 9 pool speed. I was doing 12 pool. I waited for my pool to finish. And then my pool finished, and immediately I made 3 drones instead of 3 links.
And then took your hands off the keyboard and went, well, that's basically it.
Yeah, actually, I didn't realize I'd made drones until I saw them actually pop. So.
And then the keyboard met the wall.
No, that's fortunately not happened.
Yeah, well, it's quite an expensive keyboard to be slinging it around.
That's true, yeah. I mean, a lot of Brute War players have pretty decent keyboards.
Yeah, you can't go smashing them around. But...
Yeah.
Of course they do, sir. This is a refined sport.
Is it actually a sport though? It doesn't really require much physical activity.
Oh, sure,
it's physical activity.
It's an e-sport.
Yeah, it depends. Well, I think that's where
chess is a sport.
Sports, wasn't it? Well, yeah, I suppose. Some people would class sport as actual, like, lots of physical activity. So, like playing rugby or cricket or things like that. Both of which I quite like because it involves, if you're spectating, being able to sit around for long periods of time drinking beer.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You can do that for chess as well. It's maybe not, it's different, but it's always possible.
Zoga player's got a few idle drones running around.
Oh my gosh, yeah, what are we doing with the drone?
What happened there? Yeah.
Oh no.
I think.
Oh no.
I think.
Dear, is this me playing? Is this like
I don't know what happened.
Doing
this is one of those side effects that they listed on the back of the box for Zanatas prescription.
Miss. Oh, yeah. He's gonna be so frustrated with that because that's gonna put him so far behind. But when in doubt,
I wonder if maybe this was some kind of a weird scouting fail where he thought he was up against an Atrax with the SCV in position to make a bunker or something, and he felt like he had to pull his drones. I don't know. Maybe it was just a misclick. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not in the chat, so we can't ask him.
Yeah. While we were talking about
Zanatas is in the chat.
He's in the chat.
I have no idea how
this happened.
Oh. Well, it happens. It happens. We've all done it.
Yeah. I do it nearly every other game and get shouted at for it. Yeah, so we're looking at 3 hatch lurker. I do like this build.
Yeah. 3 hatch lurker is really nice. It gives you a lot of larvae to work with. It gives you easy to control units. Well, easier than mutas for sure.
Well, everyone keeps telling me how easy mutas are to deal with, and if you can master it, you just win games by default.
Yeah. That takes like thousands.
Yeah, it's a pretty big if. If you master mutas.
If.
We'll
just put the word if on a large pedestal.
Yeah, it's sort of like saying you could be the snooker world champion if you just put the ball in the pocket.
Correct. That's quite a big blob of... Oh, yeah, so was that 4 barracks in the Terran main?
By the way, look at this SCV just sitting in the main, seeing everything.
Yeah. That's definitely something we want to deal with.
Lings are coming back now, so they will take care of it. But yeah, he knows that this is lurker. Actually, I'm surprised he hasn't made bunkers.
Yeah, I was just saying no bunker yet.
He's actually making a factory. That's interesting.
This is crazy.
Is he just going to try to lay mines?
I just get the feeling that the Terran could possibly just straight up die very shortly.
Well... From what though?
Just having a control group of lurkers wander up and just burrow in front of everything.
Okay, we're still a little while away from having lurkers though. It's like, we have 4 barracks now. Both one's on the way.
I thought the Zerg had started Hydrotech. Sorry, Lurkatech, they haven't.
Oh, I think he's got it finished. He just only now are the Hydras popping.
Yeah, it is finished. Yeah, lurkers being morphed. They're actually being morphed at the natural though.
Yeah, I'm not. I think some Zerg players would generally prefer to have the Hydras out on the map before morphing them.
Yeah, I guess maybe it doesn't make that much of a difference because he already had the lurker upgrade complete. Normally you move the Hydras out before the upgrade is, I think.
Yeah, it's generally the case. 3-hatch Lurker makes it very easy to take a third base.
But look, he
And we're
already
kinda
has
not.
7 lurkers. This is
Yeah,
a very
well-
sizable force, and there's just Medic Marine out on the map.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
There is no buffer for these Hydras though.
But he does have 2 comm sets and 5 scans, so
It's all going to come down to exexecution here.
yeah,
And
hold
that's the
position
cool
lurkers.
part about this matchup. Yeah, hold position
Yes.
lurkers would be sweet.
He's actually
Okay,
going to
here we
run
go.
into the green here.
Yeah, they're just going to straight up
Loses
meet.
1 lurker, loses 2 lurkers,
All
and
right,
loses quite a lot of Medic Marine.
all right.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Oh
these
my
lurkers
God.
don't have any support. Picks one off. Oh, nice move back. So
Yeah,
really
there's only 1 medic
micro.
left now. But this is not quite
Yeah,
enough
maybe
lurkers that you want to actually attack with. Yeah, I
Yes.
feel like these lurkers should have been used offensively. That would have made it a lot more difficult for Terran. You can't just run away when the lurkers are up in your natural.
Zerg is
Yeah.
taking the third now though behind this.
Okay, so as long as this third goes unanswered, Zerg's still going to be in this game. I am growing concerned though because Disitak did read the tech as it came out and is getting siege tanks now. Siege mode has quite a formidable force. We're seeing the upgrades roll in.
Yeah, siege 3/4 of the way done. 2 tanks out. Barracks blinking away.
Vessel production is going to be very soon. Oh, dropship first. Oh, he cancels it and goes vessel. Okay.
Only got +1 no armor on the Marines yet.
Yeah, armor would be nice because then lurkers and Sunken's 3-shot instead of 2.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very important upgrade to get when you're up against lurkers.
Second factory coming down, yeah. So and a third as well. I think Terran's just going to be happy just to sort of sit on this high ground and just get a third and power from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's an okay thing to do, especially if we're being vigilant about Zerg's tech and how aggressive they're being in teching. If we're not moving to Hive yet, I think Terran can afford to just kind of sit and continue macroing.
Zerg upgrades are well in progress. It's going to sound like a very silly question. What is restoration?
We
What
actually
is
got.
restoration?
Sorry, we actually
One at a
got,
time, boys.
Yeah, go on, Dada. You can go first.
I was gonna say he's actually got Hydra speed now. I think he got range as well. So looks like he is gonna be aggressive with Hydras actually. So we might be seeing Hydra Lurker Ling the Fire.
All right. That's going to stretch our gas pretty thin.
Yeah, well, it's not as bad as when you're doing something like Crazy Zerg on 3 base.
Yeah, that's true.
It's feasible. It's possible to do. But this is a pretty sizable army moving out here now.
I'll be very scared.
4
of this.
tanks. Yeah, that's very scary.
Irradiate almost done. I think I saw restoration finish.
Oh,
I'm
be
not actually
careful
sure
with
what
that science vessel. Almost gets picked off.
In time. Okay, siege begins. Maybe
These
not.
lurkers are too stacked up. They need to be spread out more.
Yeah.
slow Terran crawl forward then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's to be expected with this number of lurkers.
Production in full swing. Another vessel.
Second starport coming up as well. And yeah, this is a pretty huge army.
2-1 on the wave.
If the tanks aren't sieged, I actually think you can just run up and kill this maybe with this many lurkers.
Oh, snipe
11
the vessel!
lurkers.
Snipe the vessel!
I don't know, and he's going for a flank up at the top. There's only one lurker there, though. Will he go for it? I don't know about this.
Oh, this is not. Yeah, this is not the right way to do it. Have to shell that lurker from the low grounds. He just moves the lurker back.
Good
So, yeah, these
response.
marines are so low now, and there's no medics. You can actually kill this with lings. You just make one round.
I don't know how I feel about this. Dedicating more units to this little fringe force here. Terran's power really comes when it reaches that critical mass, so balling up
You can't.
is really
Yeah,
the way to go.
you can't hit these lurkers with the siege tank, I think, unless you get vision.
Yeah,
Looks
we're
like
just
Terran.
not going to break this top position here.
No, I don't think so either. And Terran looks like they may get flanked if they try to attack in here. And there we go, the Zerg's moving
There we
in.
go.
Oh,
And
it's
this is going to be a
ugly.
bloodbath.
Oh, tanks popping up balloons. Oh,
And there's no medic marine left. And now these Hydras are just going to finish off all these siege tanks. Really well done. Complete army reset for the Terran. And this isn't going to do anything. You just can't move up here with these lurkers here. And one siege tank isn't going to cut it.
It's a hell of an engagement from Zerg.
Yeah. Beautiful.
we sure this is T3? Sure.
Yeah.
Mid-
No,
dark
I'm
T3,
sure.
so
I'm actually sure that's at least Zanatas, and I think Disitak maybe as well is probably going to be tier 2 next season because they're at that level in terms of skill.
Yeah, I think Terran's just gonna really struggle. God
Oh,
damn! My God.
there's nothing to stop this now. There's no units for Terran.
Say GG.
Yes. I wonder if somebody
Someone
clipped
send a TTS saying "Say GG."
Yep, that feels
There it
appropriate.
is, GG.
that. Say GG, yeah. Now that was a good example of just biding our time for Hydra Lurk and just waiting for the Terran to overextend and just bursting them like balloons.
Yeah, I didn't like the approach that Terran was doing in its attack. It felt like it wasn't really the right way to approach the situation.
Then that's why a lot of people like the Hydra Lurker composition, because it is easier to control than other things, and it's not quite as brittle as say Mutalisk.
You know,
To me, at least-
I actually think that Hydra Lurker Ling Defiler is pretty hard to control.
Yeah, it is.
I guess if you have just Lurkers and Hydras, and it's the kind of fight that we just saw, it's different. But once you have the Hydra in the mix, it's kind of...
Yeah, Hydra Lurker is by itself a little bit simpler to control, though.
Yeah.
Would just like to point out that this attack is kind of playing to prevent a bit of a sweep happening.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had 4-0 at this.
Which
And-
kind of shows how strong Fightin Airish's T3 is.
Yeah,
Yeah, buddy.
definitely.
Busted.
So this attack is this attack is playing for the honor of the team here.
Yeah.
I don't know if what the score was at the time that this game was played. Maybe it was like the first game. Yeah, at this point in the cast, it would be really nice to at least get a game of Fightin Aiurish. So let's see. I mean, I don't even know what the third map is anymore, to be honest. I've forgotten.
Ascension, isn't it? By the looks of it.
Ascension is the second. What's the third?
Well, this is what the replay is loaded. Is Ascension, isn't it?
Yeah,
or
but
is-
this is game 2. I mean, I don't even know what game 3 is. Oh, someone is.
Yeah, no, it's somebody from my
someone
team.
joins, kicking him out. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, let's
just
just go
somebody to follow me on my friends list.
then.
Probably looking to club me in another game, probably.
Oh. All right, let's see how this will go. Game 2, Zanatas versus Disitak. This is Zanatas here on the left side of Ascension. And good luck, have fun. Good manners is also very important. And Disitak is in the right side. And
He's the terror.
Yeah. It's the same colors as last time, so I guess both of these players are color pickers.
Yeah, well, pink looks good on Zerg, and red looks good on Terran, so I think they've made a good choice.
Yeah, red Terran is really nice.
I wonder if the Terran's got any like sweat beading on their forehead at this moment in time after that last game.
Yeah, well, I would be if I were in their position. That was a very strong game.
Yeah.
Looks like we are gonna get a wall in. Yeah, it's the supply depot on the left side instead of barracks on the left. Last time. When the Lynx ran by and just went straight through the wall.
Right, yeah. I think that's because of the barracks spacing. But in this case, if we just do like the supply depot and then the barracks below it, that'll be a much better wall.
Yeah, Turret Man saying in chat they even watched the replay, so he kind of knew what was coming in the game. But I think knowing's only sort of half the challenge.
Yeah.
As both sort of Zerg and Terran players will attest to, is that in a lot of games you know there's going to be a zealot coming, but it's even though you know it's coming, it's always a bit of a ball ache to stop it.
And that's why it's strategy too. There's certain moments in the game where no matter the matchup, there's certain things you just can't do anything about. And it's because of the rigidity of that it happens or it doesn't happen. That's why players choose to do that. It's like when Zerg players go Mutalisks against Terran. You get turrets? Yeah, you have to.
I think Terramander said that possibly. I think he just mentioned that first game he's watched was actually played in TR8, so Marine Micro was challenge. I think is probably the politest way we can put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a serious factor.
Yeah. Birdman, aka Disitak, is from Field Team 6, so I guess he's in Australia or maybe New Zealand or something. Southeast Asia. And Zanatas is in Brazil, so
yeah,
that makes a big difference. And that might actually also be why Zanatas decided to go for lurkers this game instead of mutas.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, the level that we play, and unless you've got TR 16 or above, mutas are just painful to do. Well, they just don't work as well.
Yeah, it's really hard to make it work. So it just feels so different. You're very timing dependent. So if the timing is off, really hard to make it work.
Not only that, but it's such a finely tuned thing in terms of control. And anything that messes with your control ability, it just invalidates the strategy sometimes.
Yeah.
So you take a unit which is, if you're playing in say TR 20 or TR 24, something which is like very, very powerful, basically just becomes almost ineffective and a waste of resource.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because like I say, you can't make it work.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's a waste to even try it. You can be very effective with mutas even in TR 8, but you have to use them in a different way.
Yeah, like you can't go all in with them. You just can't. You won't break Terran.
Yeah, maybe if the Terran's control is really bad, if you're just better than the Terran in terms of control, maybe you can kind of make it work. If you try to be conservative, just shave off pieces of ball or like stray marines, you can maybe be effective with us even in. It's difficult.
That's the kind of thing that's really hard to do in those low TR environments, though. But like if Terran just builds a bunch of turrets the turrets don't care about TR. Like, you
Yeah,
just won't
that's
break
true.
them.
That's true. That's true. Fortunately, turrets don't actually damage Mutas.
Enough to.
Yeah,
I think
I'm being a
so.
bit tried, of course, but it's
Yes.
it's there's sort of a truth to it. The turrets can to some degree be they seem very powerful, but they can be a big weakness there in defense. It's once you get enough mutas, you can actually pick off the turrets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
You're not
requires
going to
a
defend against
high
mutas
count.
with just turrets.
I think the Zerg's going for the same build as last time, so 3 Hatch Lurker most likely.
By the way, this SCV is chilling out here in the main. Fortunately,
Yeah.
He's
Zanatas sees
vibing.
it.
So yeah, taking his time. He's reading the paper and just observing in his head.
I think he's writing his will because he knows there's a sunk out there, so he can never leave.
Yeah.
Zanatas does like his drones, which is always nice to see. Being as I also like making lots of drones where possible.
Yeah, almost evening worker count.
4th hatchery in the main. But there is a 2 medics and a small marine ball coming across the map, which I think Zanatas should see with that overlord.
It's a
Good.
little bit too late to check.
Yeah, briefly.
We need an extra
Well,
sunk there.
The real question is, did he see
Yeah,
it?
did he, as I was
Yeah.
going to say, did he actually see it? Did he actually see it to do anything about it? Because I'm not entirely sure he did. And correct me if I'm wrong. This is enough. There's enough bio and medics here to. I know he's gonna put the second colony down now.
Yeah, but that colony needs to be a sunken
Yeah.
now.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Seems that Terran is not quite ready to.
Or we might. Or we might get. Oh no, maybe not.
Oh, but the colony is not morphed yet. Wow.
We might have to pull.
Yeah, and the lings are out of position, so this
You have to
could
pull
be
drones.
dangerous actually. But a couple of Hydras hatch and lings are coming back just in time, so I
Oh,
don't
good.
think
He
we can
pulls
bust.
back.
Oh, Terran's missed his window.
Yeah, Terran's in a bit of trouble here out on the map like this.
Oh, he's stimming. Oh, fortunately, he's not stimming into the sunks.
I think this is the right move. Yeah, you want to go back and push the lings back because you're not moving forward. There's too many sunkens. There's hydras now.
Yeah. Actually, I think he's just go home. There's nothing really to do here.
Yeah, just go home if you can.
Yeah, so again, 4 racks in the main and a tank on the way in siege mode is just over halfway done. So this looks very much like the first game, I think.
Stimming again. You should try to merge up this bio ball with the bio ball that's just moving out of the net right now. I think that would be the best move to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Gonna try and take you gonna take a third now? Because I say this bio ball here is basically can't do anything. It's just gonna die.
Don't overdose those drugs.
Yeah, just overstayed, and Zanatas picks a really good moment to just collapse right there. But this attack's going to pull back and try to fight at the choke, but in the end, there's just way too much Zerg.
Yeah, it was a bit of a waste, unfortunately. The bio ball that's out on the map right now is also way too small. I think you can actually just pick it off. Even with the units that Zerg has, not even with, you don't even have to make extra units to bust this.
Going up to 6 barracks, 3 tanks, and so yeah, I think this is gaining some strength now with these extra tanks.
Yeah, he is merging the new unit. That's good.
His tech is quite far behind, though. I mean, we're 9 minutes in, and we're just now putting down the science facility.
Oh, borrow the lurkers. Actually, he has scans probably, so don't borrow the lurkers. Just run them away. Probably the right thing.
Look at this one Marine. He's like, I am getting all of these lurkers.
He's Leroy Jenkins needs.
Oh,
See ya.
boy Jenkins.
This is a meme only geriatric gamers will get. That's
Oh,
from
I
like
feel old now.
2005 or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
2004
pretty
maybe,
close to
something
it.
like that.
It's a WoW reference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, vanilla WoW even.
The best WoW, obviously.
I've never played World of Warcraft.
What's wrong here? How can you, what?
I don't know. I just never did.
Liaru.
the TTS came out very wrong, by the way. TTS
At
said
least
like,
I have chicken.
oh yeah, Monodog knows the rep.
At least I have chicken.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, just briefly touching on WoW and something. There are some people in chat who I believe have recently fallen victim to that ailment again.
To what game? To World of Warcraft?
Wow. Yeah, some people, because I think with Classic being re-released and such like, sort of pulled some people back in.
Yeah. So what exactly is Classic? Is it like World of Warcraft as it used to be in the beginning?
Yeah, so it's basically before Burning Crusade. So when the game was actually, you would argue, in its purest form. So as they progressed with all the expansions, they kind of slimmed it down, streamlined it, and made it more accessible for the masses so they could make more money. But what that then did was basically piss off the
people who've been playing for it the longest.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Who'd spent the hours and who basically ground themselves into the dirt picking a class which was ineffective for leveling. I'll put my hand up for this. And then all that time is just basically irrelevant because somebody in the newer expansions can spend half the time and get better results because of the way they've streamlined it. So yeah. Anyway.
Oh god, this army is just looking so scary.
Oh my god, those
but
Marines!
It's not quite synced up perfectly, but that's okay because the Terran is actually not running back, so this is all going to get eaten up by the lurkers. Wow.
Oh, now is not the time to siege.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh, white. Oh my god.
That needed to have just been backing up or having those tanks sieged from the beginning.
Terran tears when?
Well,
like
he's
SHimmer
got a
would
couple
say,
left.
Absolutely crushed.
Utterly crushed.
Oh yeah, utterly crushed, that's the one.
Utterly crushed. It wasn't even close.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Oh.
It's so gory.
Utterly crushed.
Oh, well, you don't want to go through this choke, though. Actually, it doesn't matter. There's nothing here. You can just go through the choke. It doesn't matter.
Just barge.
There's a siege tank there. Who cares? It's just one tank.
I'm not like this. Not like this.
I mean, this is honestly hard to deal with if you've not really played that many games against it. It's a different type of game. It's different from the standard game that you probably had most practice against. And there's a GG. Wow.
That's a strong showing right there. As he said, I believe it may be dead.
Yeah. I believe the patient is. And that is going to complete the sweep. It's a complete sweep. Wow.
Good job, boys.
Good job. I don't personally. I don't like seeing clean sweeps like that. I don't personally like that.
Yeah, exactly. No. You kind of hope for a little bit more, bit closer series. You know, it's so painful when your entire tier gets swept like that.
Yeah, ideally you want to see like 2 1s across the board.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it's just all the players on Fighting Airish's side were just clearly better. I think RiverHusky versus CasualCompete was pretty competitive still. Yeah, in general, the boys on the left side were just a little bit better.
Just a little.
Just a little, yeah.
Just a little.
Just.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was a very strong showing. I think we have one more cast to do for the semifinals after this one. I forget if it was tier 1 or tier 2, but Iron is going to be doing that one after this. So I think he's going to start. I think he's going to start like 2 hours from now. Like that. So if you're still awake at that time, I don't know what time zone you were in. be sure
Okay,
to
babe, I'll
look
be in
out
bed.
for Iron's stream. And
Right on.
yeah, let's see if that one's going to be more competitive than this one. This was a bloodbath. I don't know if we've had that many sweeps like this. I actually think this is the first one I've casted.
I think Crimea Reaver were close to being swept one week, but one of their players managed to pull out a win to avert the sweep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. Especially, I guess, late in the season, because there's quite a bit of difference in how players practice. Sometimes you just get a team where a couple of badasses just all happen to be practicing a lot, playing a lot of practice games with each other, and they end up being a lot more prepared than the other team. Sometimes a team just kind of ends up having less active players as well. You know, a couple of players stop playing halfway through the season. Happens quite a lot as well. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
near the
Or
end
it's
of the
just
season, you
busted.
kind of sometimes you have these. It just happens
Yeah.
sometimes.
It happens, though. You know, there's not really a whole lot we can do about it, but it's unfortunate when it does happen.
Yeah. And I guess you have to remember that the main point of CPL is to just learn and with the game. It's winning is important as well, of course. Driving force that makes us practice, makes us try hard. But
Right.
it's not the end of the world to lose series. You know, you learn something, you practice, try again next time.
Yeah, it's a learning league first and a competitive league second, so don't
Yeah.
forget that.
Yeah. But I think that's gonna do it for the cast for us, guys. Thanks for joining me. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I slowly sunk over the course of a couple of hours, and I think I've touched the ground again.
Very good.
Yeah, thanks for having me along. That was good fun.
Say GG, Internet Explorer here.
Say GG. I think it's a little late for that. Yeah, Forte, you were like the reverse Iron. Like Iron gets more wired the longer he casts, but for you it was like the other way around.
W
Yeah,
stream.
sometimes that's just how it works. I don't know, I'm weird.
Guys, thanks for joining us. I hope you all had a good time. We're gonna see if we can raid someone. Let me see who's on. Do you guys have any suggestions for someone who we should raid?
I'd have to see the list.
Thanks for the cast.
Who's on there?
Is Mr. Snibbles on?
Mr. Snibbles is on, yes.
Raid Mr. Snibbles.
Should we raid Mr. Snibbles?
Raid Mr. Snibbles. Is
Raid
he
Mr. Snibbles.
Is he playing Brood War or is he playing Tekken?
See. He seems to be AFK at the moment. Wait, he's AFK and at the same time he's searching for a ladder game. That's pretty insane.
Raid.
Raid.
All right.
Raid.
All right. Let's do it. We're gonna raid Mrs. I've never actually watched this guy. I don't know who he is, but some people have been following him, and yeah, let's just see how he does. He's a Starcraft player, so I'm sure it's gonna be good.
Just be warned, there is lots of molding in this channel.
Okay.
As in molding on a level even exceeding myself and some other people. It's just
All right, guys, we're gonna raid. See you later. Bye.
cheerio, bye. We still in chat?
We are still live.
Yeah, that was good fun.
Thanks for joining me, guys. Bye bye.